block him. Okay, let's get to Mando. Let's go ahead. So Mando, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's your ethnicity?
I'm Jewish and Greek.
Okay, did you have something to add to the conversation?
I just think the kid Carmelo was just sort of like a coward.
Go on.
Well, I grew up in pretty tough neighborhoods. You just got to fight. That happens every day. Three people come up to you and they start telling you don't go stabbing because you're going to be put away. Or, I mean, poking
I
anybody,
know
you're going to be
TikTok
put away.
shop. So you think, Mando, that in a state where you get to protect yourself, you think he should have sat there 130 pounds? I think he was 5'10" or something like that. The twins were 6'2", 6'4", something like that, 230 each, and plus a couple of other people while he's sitting on bleachers in the thundering rain. You think he should have sat there and fought all those people?
Yeah, that actually happened to my son playing football. The linemen were bullying him, and he stuck up. He fought back, and eventually, things turn out pretty good as long as you're not poking anybody.
You
Anybody
do.
have?
I
Go ahead,
had something to
Amanda.
say. I'm sorry. Excuse me. You do know that I don't think that people understand that Carmelo has epilepsy. So I'm sure he was thinking about not having put himself in a situation to where he has a medical emergency. Like, fighting for some people with epilepsy will cause them to have seizures. You can pass away from a seizure as well. So, maybe he was, and if honestly, if I was in that position and someone was, and they jumped him, all four of those boys jumped him. So, and if I was put in a situation like that, I couldn't say that I wouldn't do, the same thing. I probably, somebody would have got poked too, because that's bullying and profiling for number, for
Okay.
one. And then,
Right, so we're
Happens
gonna
that
rotate you
happens
down.
every
Thank you for
day
coming
in New
in.
York.
well, and I done poked somebody before too. You run up on me, and if I feel threatened, you're going to get poked.
That might be the reason why all these kids are in prison.
Hold
That
on,
is not the reason.
Mando. So you think after the history Black Americans have in this country, you think because a white guy, two white boys come up to you in the thundering rain and tell you to move, get out of a tent, and then proceed to put their hands on you, you think a black person shouldn't do anything about that? You think they shouldn't defend themselves however they see fit?
I don't see what kind of threat he was under. I think he just should have ran. He had no
Why?
threat.
Why? Okay, you a man. Chris, did you have something to say?
Why
I
didn't he
don't.
just run?
I don't have nothing to say at all, Miss Love, about this.
Okay,
Mondo ain't fought nothing.
okay, hold on.
He
Cedric,
was
did you
talking.
have? Okay, hold on, Chris. Cedric, did you want to respond to
Yeah,
him?
yeah. I got something to say. It's interesting how this Mondo, Hondo, whatever your name is, come on talking about that he was a bully or whatever. I like TikTok shop, and it's interesting. Here's why it's interesting, because I'm almost sure that if the roles was reversed, oh, you would be cheering it. You would be cheering the white tee boys on. I'm sure of that. So don't come on here with the bull jive talking about he should have ran. He said, no, 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 no. Ain't nobody running no more. That's over. Ain't no more praying. Ain't no more marching. That boy had a chance.
He's
That
gonna be
excuse me,
running
I'm
in the
talking.
prison for sure.
Excuse me, I'm talking. That boy he defended himself. And guess what? Have you noticed that you haven't seen the tape yet? Have you noticed that? You know why? Because chances are that tape shows the who was doing the bullying. I like TikTok shop. I'm done.
You shouldn't be just poking every bully, should you?
Ah, man, look, check this out. He defended himself the best way he could. Wait until the video come out. He
Mondo,
defended himself the best way he could, and he
hey,
Then
did what
yes
he
or no?
did.
Mondo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you guys. What's up?
Hi, Mondo. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Can you greet me back?
Honest.
Huh?
Look at that. He's faking.
No habla español.
He don't
Not,
speak Spanish. He one of the Americanized ones. All right, go ahead with your
Él
Well,
habla
he one of the
ticano.
Americanized ones. He don't speak that shit.
Okay, yes, he's a Latino that
and you know,
moved to New York. Hold on, Mondo. So he moved to New York, which means he probably came from Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico, which has an extremely high rate of violence, right? Which is why New York is such a shithole at the moment. So I wanted to ask Mundo, do you know who Nick Fuentes is?
Again, what's that?
Have you ever heard of Nick Fuentes?
Who's that?
interesting.
Okay. Anyway, American, I wanted to give a fact too. Were you aware that the bully that attacked Carmelo Anthony, he had a fight with his father a few years ago where he broke
broke
like
his
his
arm?
dad's shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And he had an anger problem. Those boys were problematic.
Not just in that, not just at the school, but that was throughout that small city.
Right. So Mando, with that being said, Mando, do you feel like it's okay for kids to physically attack their parents? Because if he physically will attack his parents, that means he has no respect for anybody. So imagine what he'll do to a stranger.
Facts.
I think you're pulling at straws.
Go look it up. Go
So
look
how do
it
you
up.
feel about Chud the Builder? Do you think Chud the Builder should be walking the streets right now?
What they're saying is,
Go ahead, Mando.
Mando, you're muted.
Now all of a sudden he can't talk. Isn't that something? He's probably a Chud the Builder fan.
Mondo, unmute yourself. Mando.
Dummy.
But if you notice, American, how they be having all the facts without the facts, but don't know nothing about things that are happening. Like, it's so bizarre to me.
Mondo, he didn't want to mute. This is ironic to me. Like people really expect us not to defend ourselves.
defending is one thing, poking is another.
I mean, it's like we've come so far, but we're still so far behind as far as getting lost or being able to be, a black person in this country, protecting ourselves against people that are monsters and animals that come here and don't know how to act, and it was okay. Wait a minute, because now you can come off mic just fine, huh? Like I said, it is mighty funny how we want to protect ourselves in this country being a black person, whereas before our people were forced into servitude and had to bow their heads down every time a white person walks past them. Now we are defending ourselves, and now it's a problem. I just think that's mighty funny.
Also, the host asked you about Chud the Builder. How do you feel about Chud the Builder?
You hear about the statistics of the blacks in New York?
Yeah, it's funny. I
Yes.
about those statistics, but I
Because
also
you said you came a long way.
wait. Hold on, Mundo. Do you know who Nick Fuentes is? Did you research that while you were researching statistics?
Not at all, should I?
Okay, so Nick Fuentes is a tragic Latino like yourself who is a white tea supremacist. He's a Latino like yourself. And also, the leader of the Proud Boys is a Latino. So these are things that are destructive to the nation. These are T groups, and they're ran by Latinos.
Did you know that
What
the
should we do
KKK is
about the fight?
Christian?
Hold on, Mundo. What should we do about the violent Latinos that are bringing anarchy to our country? That's more important than a
Triple
little
K,
foot
I love
punch.
TikTok shop.
Only by the statistics, that doesn't match up.
Okay.
Showed in New York that the blacks
Organization.
have not at all moved up. They're at the bottom of the barrel, like
So,
always. They're making 20,000 a year compared to everybody else.
Mundo,
And
what country did your family move from? You moved from Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic, and you're here telling people who are native to this land how we should be. You come from one of the most degenerate islands in the world. In the world. You are an embarrassment
my
to your
family is three
culture. You're an
generations in.
embarrassment to America, and you're an embarrassment to Latinos to even come up here and speak to the richest Black people in the world like this. Our money collectively, we have more wealth than any other Black people in the world. So you're talking to royalty. Please know your place.
Your place is exactly what Mayor Mandani just said.
Okay, so Mando, you didn't answer the question about Chud the Builder. So how do you feel about Chud the Builder going around provoking black people, calling them racial
I don't know
slurs?
who is Chubb the Builder.
Okay,
I'm not
Chud
sure.
the Builder is a white guy. I'm gonna tell you, Chud the Builder is a white guy. He goes around and he calls black people the hard ER and gets reactions out of them, and then when he gets the reaction, then he calls them tells them that they're chimping out. So what do you think about a person that's doing that in this country?
And don't forget,
That that
he
would
ended up, hold on, Mando. He's in jail right now because he ended up walking, running into a black American and ended up pew-pewing him. Now he's in jail. So go ahead.
that wouldn't fly in New York. He'd get it beat down quickly.
He knows all the statistics, but he doesn't know things that are actually happening. That's what I'm saying. These people, they're the problem. They're the problem, love. They're
Yeah,
the
I think
No, we don't
immigrants are the
support that.
problem.
I'm saying
Hold
that
on.
we
What
do not
about
support
Andy
that.
Chow? What about Andy Chow and Cyrus? What about
We
that
do
case?
not support any of that. We're not supporting racism and hatred.
HAT. I love TikTok shop. What about the Andy Chow case? Do you think he was the jury got that right?
You know, the
Oh,
problem
Rick
is
Chow.
carrying,
I'm sorry.
carrying
I'm sorry,
the
Elizabeth.
problem is the weapon, carrying weapons. Why are you going to have to carry weapons on you?
That's not against the law in Texas, just so you know. You could carry anything in Texas, any
But
age. Same thing in
right.
Louisiana.
So is black people the only one that shouldn't carry weapons because white Americans carry pocket knives, all type of knives, and pums all the time. So is it black Americans we shouldn't carry we shouldn't practice our rights?
Sure, you can, but there's an age limit.
It
Not
was
true. There's no age limit.
If I'm
There
not
is an age limit. You can't
if I'm
carry
not
a, four-
if I'm not mistaken, that wasn't a knife. I think that was one of those
Clean cleaning.
cleat cleaners. Figured that one out.
It's misinformation, y'all, or that there's no age limit. Listen, I have family in Texas and Louisiana. I have a little cousin who was gifted a pink rifle when she turned 10. There's no age limits. They go out and go hunting and go to the woods. You don't know what you're talking about.
You have to have a license to purchase weapons.
Sir, you just said there's an age limit. I could go out to the woods right now with my 10-year-old cousin in Texas, and it's going to go up with a weapon that she is legally allowed to have at 8.
You
And
don't
they
know our
and
That's
culture.
not true.
and
That's
they
not true.
yes it is. And they sell pews at Walmart in Georgia that you can just walk up. You don't have to have a license. It's not true.
Gifted
Now the
to
whole database now as
We're
the
not like
ARF,
New York
they
in the
have to
South.
search you.
We're not like New York in the South.
That's a federal law.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. You don't know our culture, sir. You don't know American culture. You're over there in New York with your
Every
fellow
state.
immigrants. You don't know us.
You sound like you're just getting angry. I'm trying to give you facts.
No, I'm
Let me
giving you
ask you something.
facts.
Does every state have different laws, Mondo? Or do they all have the same laws?
Trying to make it no matter what that they can just hurt people
Sir,
with weapons and get away with
does
it.
every state have different laws or not? Yes or no?
You can carry all you want. Don't
Like,
hurt anybody.
for
How's that?
example, can you have a pew pew in New York? No, you can't. You will get a mandatory sentence. You can't have a pew pew in Washington, D.C. You will get a mandatory sentence. But in plenty southern states, you can have a pew pew. So what are you talking? Every state has different laws. You should know this. But let me ask you
Okay,
another
let's
question.
say
You were
okay,
talking
that's
about
fine.
those black stats. Hold on, Mondo. You were talking about those black stats. Do you know whether those people are Black Americans, or they're Africans, Jamaicans? All those stats you were quoting earlier. Do you know if they were Jamaicans? Because you know in New York where you live at, not every black person you pass by is a Black American. Some of them are Jamaican, from all different places like you. So did you think about that when you was talking about those stats?
Okay, so what's the number? Hold on. So what's those statistics? How many are of those violent crimes are Black American? How many are people from the Caribbean? How many is from the African continent? Can you tell us that?
I can tell you, listen, let's not even trust those statistics because we know who's putting them out there. So, on your behalf, I would say I agree more like those statistics are not even right.
Why
I'm
did you quote
confused.
them?
I was just
I'm
about
talking
to
about
ask.
my statistic was with Mandani. He just stated that the black community between the wife and the husband are only producing $40,000 compared to everyone else.
Okay, sir. Which one of those are Black American families or Caribbean families? In New York, there are multiple Caribbean families,
And
multiple African
African.
families, the place of immigrants, so to say, in New York. So, how many of those are Black American families that don't have a father, and how many of them are Africans and Caribbean, sir? Do you know that? Let me answer it for
Yes,
you.
yes,
No,
no,
you
no.
don't. No,
Their
you don't.
statistics
Because it's a
was
broad black
based
box.
on
You don't
blacks.
know. The only way you know is if you move to California. Now go get California stats, and then we'll be talking. Until then, it doesn't matter because there's Africans and Caribbeans in those stats, and maybe even you. What you mark? You mark white or you mark black? They don't
Listen,
do
you
it.
can
What you
look
mark?
with
What you mark on
why
the
don't you
paper?
just do an eye test? You don't
What?
see any black businesses. You don't see any blacks moving up. They're all still in the projects. They're still praying
We're
to
asking you a
Jesus.
question,
They're
Okay,
Mondo.
waiting
so
for
Are they Black
Jesus.
hold on.
Americans?
They're
Again,
waiting for
sir.
Jesus. Don't
Hold
forget, they're
on,
waiting for
Chris.
Jesus.
Hold on, Mando. Don't get upset. Don't get upset. Calm down, please. We only having
I'm
a
just saying they're waiting
conversation.
for Jesus.
Okay. Shout out to Jesus. Go ahead, Duran.
Hello. I don't normally get on panels, but I got a couple questions for Mondo since he's doing statistics. How do we feel about Latino on Latino crime? According to the FBI statistics, 84% of Latinos are unalived by Latinos. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's not good.
Well, how do you feel about under YT people, Latino men are more likely to uh, physically assault their wives? How do you feel about that?
Told you, I don't trust anybody.
You up here spouting black statistics, but you're not addressing the Latino statistics.
Lady has stated that the black community has have come out and they're now had advanced when it was statistics show they have not only not advanced but financially have gone backwards.
That's wrong.
You said
Second
you
of
don't
all,
agree with those.
the black community has advanced. That telephone that you using to talk to us right now was invented by a black man. Do you know that? Your lights,
Every
your refrigerator.
all
Black
inventions
people,
are invented
these
with black people.
inventions, huh?
He said all inventions are invented by black people. Sir, can you list those
I've never
things?
said that, but we have
If you
created a
walk
large
outside in the
number
street,
of
all
No,
you
y'all
see,
technology.
gotta talk one at a time because there's other listeners. Please, just one at a time.
I'm sorry, you keep butting in while I'm talking, but go ahead.
where are the black businesses? Where?
Go ahead, Duran.
I'm from Buffalo. I'm also from New York. I'm not living in New York now, but there are plenty of black businesses spread out through Buffalo. I lived in New York, and New York was very. I lived in New York for a year, and I went for film school. It was so racist in New York. I quit school early. And you talking about black people, white people? Oh, I'm sorry, white tea people. It is the most bigoted people in the United States, and you up here trying to defend them. You are a coward. Uh,
Defending anybody. I told you in the beginning that I thought that Carmelo Anthony was a coward.
as are you. Uh,
Why didn't he just fight like my son did?
because you less of a father, you didn't
He's a
address the
wimp.
fact that
He's a
your
No,
punk.
son was jumped.
hold on. The boy, listen, that young man had health issues. So if
Come
you
on with
wait a
no
minute, wait
excuses
a
now.
minute, wait a minute. I'm about to ask you now, and I'm not coming up with an excuse. This is just reality, and this is a real question. So if you had a health condition that you could probably unalive from, would you not protect yourself if you were being attacked? So if someone surrounded your car, would you not protect yourself, from being unalived or attacked, and you know that you have a health condition? Yes or no?
I would run.
And that law too, American Texas has stand your ground law.
Right. But the
Oh,
black
okay.
boy gotta
See,
run.
well, no, we're
I'm
not
running. I'm
running
not
no
gonna lie.
more.
I'm running.
We're not running no more.
No, I'm not a poker. I'm just a runner.
Well, run
Well,
on,
I'm a damn
Mando.
poker. I'm a poker. I'm a pew pewer too.
This,
All your
this,
kids are in prison.
this is America. You know, you ran across our border, and then you have the nerves to sit here and have this kind of mentality towards Black Americans. That's
You're the
why.
one that gave
That's
up your
why we
land. You
support
gave up your
ICE.
land.
That's why we support
You don't
ICE. And I hope everybody listening to this Latino.
Why is he saying we
give up
gave
your
up our
land
land? We didn't give up anything. It was stolen.
because it was stolen because you're weak.
Mondo,
Why did you run? How did you get over here? Why didn't you stay in your country? And your parents, they must have been weak. Why didn't they stay in their country and fix that up and fight for a better life? What are you doing in our country?
Well, I don't know what to tell you. My parents were born here too. You have to
They
talk to grandpa or grandma.
they was weak. Your lineage, you come from a lineage of weak people, weak runners, and that's why you so inclined to be a runner yourself.
ouch. Oof.
If that ain't the truth, I don't know what is.
Thank you for coming up, Mando. Did anybody else have something to say to him?
No, but just so he could hear that, these are people that fled their nation, their parents fled their nations. They never went back to help their nation, and they're telling people who are rooted in this land and our ancestors never fled how we should behave. They're projecting their weakness on us, and I'm glad you called him out on that.
All right, thank you,
I love you
Mando.
guys all, man. I really, have no beef with anybody.
Oh, it
But
sounds like it. You think we the scum of the earth, the bottom of the barrel, like you quoted. So, like you quoted, we were the bottom of
the
the
mayor, that's
barrel.
the mayor of New York. That's the mayor of New York, not me.
Oh, okay. You
You
still
know,
think we ain't nothing too, so, but we don't
you know
care.
something crazy. Oh, sorry.
Mhm. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Odin.
No, my bad. I was going to say the funny thing about New York, right? New York has not
Ain't nothing
progressed.
too, so.
The only thing that has progressed is immigration. So if you notice, it's so many immigrants there, and all they care about is stuff that benefit them, their country, and their little people. That's why we got to close our borders. These people are not pro-American whatsoever.
Thanks for letting us know for today, making us remember how Latinos feel about Black Americans. Have a good day. Lamont, where are you from again? What's your ethnicity again? Okay, now what was you saying in the comments? Okay, you said we sound weak as white man, the
Yeah,
boogeyman. He ain't, we are. What that mean?
oh man, this white supremacy and all of this other stuff. Are we trying to move
When
forward?
did you
Why we
when did
keep
you
going
hear us?
back to
Wait,
slavery? We were not slaves.
hold on. When did you hear us mention white supremacy up here? Today. Today I'm talking about.
Came
Signal's bad. I can't hear
Yeah,
him.
his signal is
white and having a
trash. Okay, your signal, you gotta fix your
conversation.
You said what?
All right.
What did
It's
you say?
always like a race thing in every conversation.
No, not every conversation. Well, you don't think that's an important issue for Black Americans right now? With all that's going on? You don't think we should be talking about this?
We are white people.
What? Okay,
Yes.
come back when your signal is
Love, can I
better.
say something real fast?
Yeah, go ahead. And
I
Alan,
would
you
like
can
to
come
say,
up or you can get muted. Come up and tell us your thoughts. Don't we not accepting no people who just want to troll the comments today. If you too cowardly to come up here and talk to us Black Americans, then you don't need to be trolling the comments. So if he don't come up here in 5 minutes, oh damn, or one of the mods, mute and kick Alan because we not having that. Either we gonna have the conversation or not. And you know what? One thing I hope it becomes a law when people cannot hide behind fake profiles for bullying and harassment on social media. One day I hope everybody gonna have to stand on it and be who they really are. I think it'll cut down a lot of the bullshit on social media.
most definitely will, Miss Love. If they had to stand on who they is and be on camera and stuff like we do. But the other thing I want to say as well is we're actually not talking about race, sir. If you're listening, we're talking about ethnicity, not race, ethnicity. We were talking about race at first, like a long time ago, but now we moved on to where you're from, your ethnicity. If you're a Kenyan American, Nigerian American, wherever you're from, your parents are from, you're that. That's ethnicity. I land there.
And this whole thing of them telling Black people, only us, I don't want to talk about race. Every single application in America asks your race. Every single government document asks your race. So to act like we're not supposed to talk about something, that's another way of telling us to be quiet. You got to ask American or Love. They moderate that part. I guess they're both. Well, I guess go ahead, Gus. Hey, Americans back. Hey, Americans back. Sorry, I didn't know. I was waiting for y'all. can't hear anyone. Can y'all hear now?
Yeah.
There's no sound.
Okay. Subs.
I'm here.
Okay. And can y'all chat? They're saying.
Can y'all hear now?
I had to click on.
No sound.
Oh, let's see. Hold on.
Here now.
They can hear now. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I
Okay.
apologize, chat. I had to click over. My daughter was showing me her new baby shoes. One of her friends bought her some dang on red bottom baby shoes.
Oh,
Who do that? I'm
that
like,
is so cute.
okay. Yeah, so it's ironic that, people feel like black people, we shouldn't carry weapons. That's crazy. We shouldn't have knives. We shouldn't have anything to protect ourselves. I feel like if they could, they would strip black Americans from that right we have.
That's a fact. But
I,
they've been trying to do that for a long time.
and honestly, I grew up carrying weapons. If y'all seen the kind of stuff I had in my purse growing up, my uncles and my daddy and them taught me to always have some kind of weapon. I used to get the biggest butcher knife in the kitchen and carry it in my purse. And even now, I got my CPL. So I mean, it is what it is. This is America. You got to be prepared for anything.
Exactly. And I think some people they don't understand this is America. Hey Gus. Well, this is not a black
Hey,
Americans,
so
America.
love
Hey Gus.
you were in yell asking if I could ask two questions. I got two questions to ask Foundation of Black American, and these questions are all respectful questions, and I believe I want to answer the not to be emotional, but the reality. So, question number one: why
Here
is
we
it
go.
almost all the race almost all the race other than the black got the same issue with foundation of black American period? Because I sat back and listened to the Spanish guy. He spoke exactly how the Asians see black American.
Gus,
I
did you
believe some
answer the
Africans
prompt? Gus, did you answer the prompt yet? Answer the prompt first and
no, I
then
didn't
get into
answer the
your
prompt.
spiel. Answer the prompt.
No, I don't know much about the case, so I don't want to speak on that.
Okay, so you say, why do everybody feel a certain type of way about black Americans? That's your first question. I'm gonna give you my first answer. A lot of you, like, that was a Latino, that was an immigrant. Asians are immigrants. You are an immigrant. All of you guys have to bow down and cower to white supremacy. We don't. We don't do that. We the fighters. So I guess we're the villains in this movie because we're not shucking and jabbing and so grateful to be here. Even though we love our country, but we don't express ourselves in the way an immigrant might. We don't have to we don't have to kiss white butt or try to fit into the societal norms. You know what I mean? We make our own way in this country. So unlike immigrants, we feel like unlike immigrants, we just feel like we don't have to do the things y'all do. And the only thing that makes you guys not demonized is because it's first of all, you Africans, y'all go under black. So none of y'all criminality is exposed because y'all criminals too. But because of the way the system over here is set up currently, you all can hide y'all face, and Latinos too. That's why some white Americans is getting sick of them because they crime rates going up because they hiding under whiteness. All you immigrants do is hide and flee and don't fight for nothing. So a lot, of course, the people who allow this and fighting for everything and fighting against the people y'all love so much, of course we gonna be victimized. Now, if we were some subservient Negroes, and Latinos and Asians like y'all, because make no mistake about it, you guys are subservient. Okay? So of course y'all are all look at the warrior class like that. Cause we just won't get in line with the white men. Right, Gus?
I listen to you answering the question. I don't want to speak. I want you to trying to
I answered you. I
get
answered
somewhere.
you in a
So
lengthy way. I answered you. So we and then let me might add also before somebody else answer you. We don't give a fuck what none of y'all think. So your answer is everybody saying the same thing about us. Kiss our black asses, and we don't give a fuck. And fuck you. That's how we feel about it. Somebody else want to answer his
Facts,
I
question?
sis.
love fruit.
I
Wait,
love TikTok shop.
I facts. Hate his answer. But I was gonna say this. This is our home. We don't have to walk on eggshells like you do and hold our heads down every time the white tea man walk past us. You have to do that because you don't want to go back to your whole countries and fight there in your own countries. But yet you come over here to our country and focus on what is the black person doing in here today? What's the black people doing today? You don't, it's none of your business. We don't have the same type of fight. And just like Love said, we are warriors here in our land. And it's none of your business what we're doing here. And we don't give a what you think.
okay. So can I
Gus,
ask a
one quick
second
question
question?
for you, Gus. Gus, let me ask you something. Do you consider white Americans to be racist?
Yeah, they do. They are.
Okay, so wait, so you consider white Americans to be racist. You say that black Americans are racist. So why are you coming to a land where both majority parties, which is this is a black and white country, you're acknowledging that you don't like the way we are. So why are you coming here?
So this is a mistake. I think some
Answer my
black people in
question.
America
Focus.
have.
No,
Hold
no,
on,
no.
yeah.
Wait, you said that.
This
Wait, Gus,
country,
I just focus.
America,
Wait, Gus, let me finish.
America is
Gus,
not. Uh,
Gus,
Man,
you said that you acknowledge that white people are racist and that black people are racist. This is our country. So if you know that, why are you coming here? Answer my question.
all right, you asked me. Let me answer your question because I came with two questions. So let me answer your question. So America, if you read America history, it's not a single race country. It's a country of all races. So you got everybody in this country comes here and have.
Sorry, he's a liar.
Can I respond to that, please? You just
Yeah.
said America. America's
Let's let him ask.
Yeah,
Go
she
go
asked me a
go. I
question.
know. Go ahead. Answer her question
So
and
so
get.
so so the black that claim America is their country. We have the Native American also. They claim America is their country. So if you say my country, we some most immigrants that come here, we don't see America for the black people. No, we see America for all race, and that's the answer to your question.
Americans are racist. That's why I said I brought up black and white, and you acknowledge that Americans are racist and xenophobic to people like you. So if you know that, it shows that you have no shame in coming to a place where you are not welcomed, like my two sis said before me.
Okay. What's your
Okay,
next question? Just go
my
ahead to the
next question,
next question. Yeah.
my next question is that black Americans
And Miss
have
T Monique can answer this first. Go ahead.
have created everything in this world. Everything when it comes to refrigerator, you come to microphone, you come to light bulb. Black American created everything as they claim. Of current 2026, can you show me one black American manufacturer that produced light bulb that you created?
Can you show me any African invention from the continent
No,
used globally? Can you show me 5 things, period, in the history of mankind that you
no,
guys created that people use globally?
But African does not claim that
Black man created a
anything.
light bulb. Just to be
Go
honest.
ahead.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
I got to get the name. A
African
black
has not
man
claimed they
created a
created
light bulb,
everything.
sir.
Go ahead, Miss
So
T.
my question,
Yeah, we heard your question. We heard your question.
if Black America created all these things, why is it 2026 one manufacturer, down to the weave, down to the light bulb, down to the microphone, everything? Why is it one? Show me one Black American
Why
factory
do
in
you
America.
Africans, y'all, to me, I'm gonna let Miss T after I say this, and I'm gonna say it one time and one time only. You people are sick and disgusting. I don't know why you guys come on our platform to antagonize us every day. I'm gonna let her go ahead, and then when we cuss y'all out and slide y'all around the planet like patio doors, it's a problem. And I'm not giving y'all my energy no more. Go ahead, Miss T. Yeah,
How you
can talk.
doing?
I'm
Peace to the
fine.
panel. How y'all doing? And everyone except for these tethers. How y'all doing in the chat? How y'all doing, family? I just wanted to answer. Where's Gus from, by the way, y'all? Where's he from? Which God-forsaken
The
land did he
toilet.
flee from?
The toilet.
I mean, the whole continent is
Nigeria
the
in America
toilet.
now.
Oh, Nigeria. Interesting. One of the worst toilets there is. Oh, yeah, but he's worried about Black Americans. We talking about Karmelo Anthony, Black American kid that's on trial and fighting for his freedom because he's defending himself against whitey people who are picking on him and trying to shut your ass up when I'm talking. Mute him, please. Mute him. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. You gonna learn some damn respect. You ain't in Nigeria. You in America. I'm speaking, so you stay on mute, peasant. Thank you. Because you come from an 8th world country, continent, planet. So you need to watch your tone when you talking to a 1st world Black American. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Also, by the way, I just don't understand how we're talking about Africa and all this extra shit when we're talking about Karmelo. So to answer your question, I'm going to tell you 5 things that y'all invented. Scamming, begging, fleeing, dirty flip-flops, pooping in the street, G-side based off of tribes. That's more than 5. Hold on, let me keep going. Unaliving I'm sorry, selling your people off to the highest bidders and still not having no money, using the money to flee to every which way like roaches, and y'all still ain't making it nowhere because you're getting banned from every single goddamn place y'all go to. What else? Oh yeah, the country most banned on the face of the planet. Oh, I love that one, Louisiana. Yeah, Ebola. Yeah. What else? Starvation, suffering, so many different things that y'all invented. And none of them were positive. Not one. You do all this witchcraft and you still ain't got nothing. You do all these negative things and you still ain't making it in life. I mean, is there anything else? I mean, y'all are cursed, for God's sakes. You have nothing good going for yourself. So you're in America. You're in America talking down on people who fight back. You're talking down on people who paved the way. You're talking down on people who have a lineage. You can trace who their great-great-grandfather is and their great-great-great-grandfather is. Do you even know who your grandmother is? Do you even know who your mama is? I know y'all have the highest.
Thank you for coming up, Darren. I'm going to rotate you down. I'm sorry, Miss T. Go ahead.
No, you good. I'm almost done. I know y'all have the highest paternity fraud going on around here. So I'm pretty sure you don't even know who your mother or your father is. But either way, you can never speak down on us. We're talking about Karmelo, who comes from a good family, both mother and father in the household, almost a straight A student who should be in college right now. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about your fleeing, scamming ass. Any other questions? Because what we invented is your ass to come here and flee here. And we actually going to figure out how we can reverse that too.
Listen, man, calm down.
Shut your ass
calm
up
down.
when you talking to me. Don't say nothing to me, fleer.
Calm
Shut your
down.
Ebola,
Calm down.
Egusi ass up. Shut up. Shut up.
Love, you see what she's doing?
I share something with this fool.
Go ahead, please do, Greg.
Great, man. You dumb, ignorant African. You don't know nothing. You don't research. You don't Google. Number one, shut up, Gus. I'm here to correct you,
Don't cry to me. Don't cry to me. You think you can come up here and try to antagonize me and attack Black men? No, we about to give you what you was looking for. Hang on. Go ahead, Greg.
It's approximately 107 black on. Oh my gosh, how they?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, restricted.
Real quick,
Mm-hmm.
Love.
Oh,
What they
shoot.
don't know about Love, anyone that's been watching her show from the beginning, Love was so fair. When I say she was like, I'm open to see every side. Listen, we're going to be fair. Gus, look how you guys have annoyed her because you're showing your true colors. So people like her who were initially fair and open to see how you guys are, you're not doing a good job representing Gus. I'm just saying, because we all know she was so fair. And look what's happening. I'm just saying, y'all all know.
Now I'm just disgusted with these people. To me, they are aliens. I think
Okay,
they
so
are
Lord, it's my
alien
time to speak, right?
roaches that invade people's countries. They like aliens. How can they breed so quick and so fast? Why is there so many of them? Enough that they can just invade countries at a mass, like millions at a time. That's aliens. They some aliens to
So the
me.
That's
question I asked was the answer. People just got mad. The question
What
I
kind of
asked was the
answer is
answer.
that though? So did we answer your question?
they laying eggs
The
everywhere.
second question turned into madness. The second question, the answer turned into madness because I heard one baby mama talking trash.
Huh?
Big
Listen,
mama, no
Oh,
kids. Try again.
wait a minute, and wait a minute, Gus. I'ma just loves. They
Yeah,
are a bunch of roaches. That's how they be having these kids
literally
so
roaches.
fast, laying eggs. Y'all
I'm
are
telling you.
filthy.
Miss Love, may I just
Yeah,
say that they're being kicked out of every country all over the world. So they must something must really be wrong with them. Every other continent, every other country is they're kicking these people out.
aliens, alien
Then I
roaches.
saw a Nigerian woman that's in the UK saying that she can't get
so
a
just to try
job.
to kick
She's
us out,
crying
every
like,
country. That's
did y'all see this the Nigerian chick in the UK crying because they don't want her there? Did y'all see that as well?
Oh yes, that she
Yes.
came in illegally. Yes.
Mm-hmm. She needs to be crying and trying to figure out how she gonna get back. They don't offer these people money to go back home, and they still won't go. Now
She don't
that
want to
right
she
there,
don't want to go home.
that's ignorant right there. Because if I
that's the
wasn't,
same reason.
you can take the
Okay,
money
we gonna move on to
and
the
go
next
home.
guest after you, American.
Oh no,
Thank you
I'm
for
done.
coming up. I hope we answered your question, honey. Not today. I know Charles. Charles Tessa, because we don't know who Tessa is. Tessa,
Hi.
hi. How you doing? What's your ethnicity?
I don't, let me just, mine is long, okay? I am an ancient, organic, copper colored, original, indigenous woman,
Okay, it ain't
Native
that long. It's
American.
just indigenous, right, Tessa?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely indigenous.
Okay, well,
My
shout out to
ancestry
the
goes back,
indigenous.
I'm in the 1700s right now.
Okay, well, shout out to that. A lot of us are. Um, you wanna? Did you wanna address the prompt?
Yes, I would like to know why people will not, they allow other ethnics, other groups to get away with doing all kinds of heinous acts. But when it comes to us, we are held to the fire all the time. In South Carolina, Charleston, the man harmed a boy, unalived him from behind, and he got acquitted. But our people, we are charged with every and anything, and they always seem to find a way to just keep harming us.
It's sad.
Research those state laws. Each state laws vary. So just research the laws and see why.
It seems like they just make excuses to do what they do. And if we don't start standing on business for our own people, it's like we're just getting okay. Let's say that research the law in Texas. Uh, um, an immigrant took some people out, and he ain't getting harassed and charged like this little boy is. It's like they only coming after the indigenous people.
They're protected by treaties, you know.
Right, and this is not anything new. You got to remember what happened with the Great Migration. That's why our people started leaving the South and migrating to the North because of all the strange fruiting and the violence that these white tea people have been doing, and they were not being punished for doing it either. There's nothing new. We have to figure out a way to reverse all of this stuff. And that's just the bottom line.
Yes, I definitely agree.
Okay.
Put something in the comments. There's 2,700 manufacturing plants that are Black American owned.
I also say for your question as well that we as Black Americans are also used as a sacrificial lamb for a lot of their political gains. To be like, oh, this Black American, they got unalive, vote blue no matter who, stuff like that. So you gotta make sure that's also why they don't do anything about it or why they allow it, so they can then use it to gather votes. I'll end there.
All right, thank you, Chris. All right, we're gonna get to Chosen. Hey, Chosen, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing all right.
Hey, what's your ethnicity?
I'm black.
All right, did you want to address the prompt? I'm sorry,
Yes, most
Charles.
definitely.
Hold on, actually, we're gonna get to Charles. He was here before. Hey,
Okay.
Charles, how you doing?
No, he can go. He can go.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
He can go
All
ahead.
right.
He can go ahead.
Okay, Charles. Okay, go ahead, Chosen.
The state of Texas is going to find Karmelo Anthony guilty, in my opinion.
You said
And the
what?
reason I said the state of Texas is going to find Karmelo Anthony guilty, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is because of this, right? In the state of Texas, all right, if you have intentions on causing seriously bodily injury that could potentially or have resulted in the unaliving of somebody, that is good enough for them to find you guilty for murder. Okay.
All right,
Now,
let me ask you
okay.
something. So him sitting on the bleachers and it's raining and thundering out there, and he's getting attacked while he's sitting on bleachers by multiple people. You don't think he could have hit his head or something and passed away like that? You don't think that was ever that was impossible to happen?
All right. So when you say attack, you mean verbally attack?
No, they touched him.
Multiple people touched Karmelo Anthony. It never happened.
They jumped him. Yes, they did.
Negative. It never happened.
Yes,
The
they
video
Wait,
did.
was out.
hold
Hold on.
on, Charles.
One
Wait a
second.
minute, Chosen. Did you see the tape?
They talked about the video of day one in trial.
Yeah, exactly. And you missed that part where it was more than when that I think it was that other coach said it was more than one person.
No, a matter of fact, several coaches jumped on the stand and said it was always a one-on-one confrontation, as well as that's what the video also shows. It was a one-on-one verbal confrontation between Karmelo Anthony and Austin.
So you saying nobody ever touched Karmelo? He just poked them.
Only person touched Karmelo Anthony was Austin.
So you don't think if you touch somebody, they have a right to defend themselves?
Not in the matter of how Austin touched Karmelo Anthony. No.
How did he touch Karmelo Anthony?
He pushed, shoved.
Go ahead, O'Dan.
Yeah, well, the first thing, what he's saying, he's misrepresenting the law. When you're saying that about the state of Texas, you're trying to imply that Karmelo Anthony came there with pre-intentions, premeditated murder, or unaliving on his mind, sir. That is not true.
No, I never said that.
Okay.
Yeah, you said his intent. The state of Texas go by
She said
culpability.
premeditated. She said premeditated. I never
You said his
premeditation.
Brought that with the intent.
Okay, so look, I can establish
Okay,
intentions. I can establish intentions in a matter of seconds.
So you try to establish the intentions by him simply having a weapon on him, which means, hold on, you're trying to establish intentions by him holding a weapon, which you're trying to say he brought that weapon with a premeditated mindset to use it to cause bodily harm. That is not true, and that would be dismissed by any judge, and you know that.
No, not at all. Not at all, because now you just took something simpler that I said and you just made it out to be something totally different.
Okay, well, let me finish and then you could go.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish and then we could go. So number one, what you said was incorrect. We all heard it, and I just proved that wrong. Secondly, Texas has a law of stand your ground. If I am being attacked and I am trying to get away, which witnesses said he was trying to get away and he was being chased down, he has a right to defend himself. And my third argument would be the attacker has a history of violence. The jury will look at that. That will be presented by the defense to show that he has a history of violence, even against his own parent. American, what
Thank
bone did he
y'all.
break on his dad?
Shoulder.
So this suspect or the victim has a history of violence. All of that will be brought into the court to factor as well, sir.
Thank you, Nether Boo.
Okay, so I just want to say this first and foremost, right? Never once did I ever say, or never once did I ever insinuate that Carmelo Anthony brought a poker to this playground, for the lack of better terms, right? Because he had premeditated intentions. I never once said that. I simply said in the state of Texas. Hold on, 1 second. 1 second. I simply said in the state of Texas, right? If you had any intentions on causing seriously bodily injury, I said nothing about
Thank y'all.
premeditated. 1 second. I said nothing about premeditation. If you have any intention on causing seriously bodily injury that resulted in the unaliving of somebody else, you can be found guilty for murder. So what?
Intentions are
1 second.
premeditated,
One
sir.
second.
You
One
don't
second.
know the
Whenever you
definition of
talk, I
words.
allow you to finish. Whenever you talk, I allow you to finish. Let's be respectful up here. Okay. So in the state of Texas,
We won't let you do is sit up here and lie. You sat
not
here and came
lying.
up here, you did. You came up here and you said intent, which is premeditated. It's the same thing. That's what you came up here and said. We all heard you. Now you're trying to backtrack and say you didn't say that. Now we're not crazy. Are you cool, sir? Did you
Wait,
take your medicine?
and also chosen. Let me ask you this: if it comes out that more than one person accosted Carmelo Anthony, would you change your mind?
Yes, but yes.
Okay.
There's video out
Because
that has been confirmed. Hold on,
I have no
chosen.
room to make
Chosen. There's video that's out. You can look it up, where they show 4 kids surrounding him. Three guys and a girl surrounding him, and one of them put his hands on him. Now you understand that in any state in the union, sir, any unwarranted touch is simple assault. Do you understand that? And you have a right to defend yourself. You understand that, right?
I hear what you're saying, sir. I hear what you're
Can I
saying.
just say one thing to you, Chosen? Are you in Texas?
Yes, but yes, I'm in Texas. Yes.
Okay, since you're in Texas, you need to research the culpable states and see how that applies to this case, okay?
All right,
I
so look,
can't say too
can I
much.
ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Can
Yes,
I ask you a
sir.
question? If I had intentions on assaulting you, is that premeditated?
Absolutely.
So when did I premeditate on slapping you?
Word
Your
intention, sir.
wording.
No, no,
Yes,
no, no,
your
no, 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 no,
Word
no,
wording.
no, 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 no.
intent means
Pre
you
hold on, hold on,
have
hold on,
thought
one second,
about
one
it.
second, one second, one second, one second.
I think he knows what
Premeditated
means.
is I thought about it and I planned this. Intentions on Attention can be established in a
I
matter of
think intent
seconds.
is.
I can
Hold on,
never
Intention
mind,
chosen.
means
bro.
I intend to. Wait 1 second, Chosen, because I don't think you
Intentions.
understand the definition. So wait, Chosen, listen. If I'm putting my scooter in the car because I intend to ride it, intend means what you are planning to do in the future, sweetheart. And it's okay. I love your passion. I love it. But you guys have to understand definitions of words, sweetheart. I'm not trying to make you look dumb. I'm just trying to help you out here.
Yeah, he don't know.
I know, bless his heart. He's Googling it though. He's like, let me see what the intentions mean.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's
You
My
crazy.
God,
understand that
today.
intent means to plan something. To plan something. That's the
Okay,
pure
thank you, Tessa, for
definition of
coming
it.
up. We're gonna rotate you down. Thank
My
you.
God, these people need to go to
Sis, you need to
school.
drop me to make
Simple
room.
Google search
I'll
and
drop
learn
Miss Love. I'm gonna
definitions.
drop Miss Love. Thank you.
Y'all don't have to, but okay. Oh damn, you stay up here, please.
You gotta do
Yeah, he
is
said he had
Google what
evidence.
the term intent means. In legal terms. I just did that. That means you plan to do something to achieve a goal. Plan means that you thought and you came up with something to do to achieve that goal. I don't understand how people don't understand these things, man. Like, oh my gosh, man. Some of y'all went to school somewhere where the books were from the 1820s. I don't know, but some of y'all just really gotta, when you start using words, just like the sister said. So watch the words you use. If you didn't plan on using that word intent, because there's a meaning behind that word, and there's a legal meaning behind that word. That's why they use it in that way.
And something about the other sister made him kind of infuriated. He asked if he was to slap her. So you know where his mind was going.
Yeah,
Was
some
a
black
corny.
people just got
That was corny.
self hate issues.
But I've been listening in on a lot of these conversations pertaining to this case, and I gotta say, a lot of our people, man, are really lost. Are really lost when it comes to the law. Like, I watched this video, and I implore people, please look the video up. It's out here. You just gotta find it. But the point I'm making is that when you see four people surrounding you, two big dudes bigger than you, there's a level of fear that this young man was facing. There was a level of I might, something might happen to me bad. You know what I'm saying? And I think he had every right to stand his ground, like the law claims. He had no right of leaving that area. That was a communal area, a community area. When you're in these tournaments and meets and things like that, there is no area that a person involved in the meet can go. They can go anywhere they want to go. Number one. Number two, these people are presenting the case as if these things have been already adjudicated. No, they have not. The trial is not over. So you can't make up your scenario to make him guilty because that's what you feel he is. And this is what we got going on. And you see a lot of black people agreeing with these white tea supremacists in their thought patterns. Like, these white people cannot think outside of black people being inherently wrong, evil, or bad. I love TikTok Shop. And that's the problem here. They think we have an inherent bad trait in us that culminates in violence. And that's the thing.
Yeah, that's like a 30-pound bag. Like, that's an
Love, you
average
ain't on
size.
mute. Hold on, Love, you're not on mute.
I'm gonna find something on sale, just like I got that laundry soap for
All
$6.
right, just keep talking until she goes on mute, or Loves, or go on mute.
Yeah, a 30-pound bag. I like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's
CVS, I'm sure they got.
Keep talking.
unfortunately in America that's a bad thing that the media has pushed upon us, always depicting us as the bad guy,
No,
even in all the movies.
what they want us to do is continue. Remember back in the day when our ancestors used to keep their head down when they see YT people, and YT people used to spit on them and do all these horrible things to them, and they couldn't respond to it, the violence and all that stuff. That's what they want us to continue to do. That is the bottom line. That's what they want us to continue to do. They want us to keep our heads down, and not respond to their disrespect.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't look them in the eye. You can't identify.
Yeah, and what's really concerning
Yeah,
is, the makeup of that jury. We just sat here and heard a Latino come up and basically tell us that we violent people in the bottom of the barrel, and that's crazy. Like, we have to be judged, have these people who have these groups that have anti-black HATE, to decide our fate. This is very concerning.
And then one of our own people basically co-signing, coming up, talking about he woke up with intentions to do that. And
And
then
we don't even know really if he is us.
exactly.
Right? He just sound like a proper talking African to me.
That part.
For real, for real.
But the history wouldn't support that. He's got a 3.7 GPA. And I think also on the record he like saved a little white T kid from drowning. You know what I'm saying? So like all these stories have gotten lost as far as his character is concerned by nature, not even up into this, you know what I'm saying, this particular event. But we know that the media, you know, sequests and squashes facts that, you know what I'm saying, are exculpatory to our, you know what I'm saying, specific character in any situation. It's like, you know, so you just have to recognize that, and when you know that that is the ultimate setup, you know, so you keep your emotions in check because that's how we show them that we see y'all coming. You see what I'm saying? At the same time, acknowledging them and calling them out for. You see what I'm saying? But just understand that this is how they set it up so they can have this reasonable doubt part and everything. So like what I've heard with the jury situation, that even if he's convicted, that could be something that could be brought up on appeal because of the reason that they used to dismiss all of the quote unquote black jury potentials was that they were all educators. So they didn't want any quote unquote educators on the jury, but that just also coincided with all of those educators being the black ones that was dismissed. And an attorney online has already said that that's going to be something that could definitely be brought up on appeal because how could all of that be the, you know what I'm saying, only ones that got hit with the strikes were the ones that were quote unquote educators, but on
But Indian
face, you see what
Indian
I'm saying, they were the
style,
one.
Indian style, real quick. And what's ironic to me, educators
Yeah.
can be witnesses, but they can't be jurors, right?
Fact.
Let's talk
Because
about it. See, and you got to see how they working within the system to kind of
mhm,
be hypocritic, even in their own process. So yeah,
right.
Wanted the uneducated there because the uneducated person is not going to cipher through none of that law, none of that nuance. They just going to think one way and one way only, and that's what they wanted on that jury. They didn't. You know what's funny? They didn't knock off the educated white jurors, white jurors, or the brown quote unquote Spanish jurors. They wanted people who have a visceral reaction to black people. That's who they wanted on that jury. An educated person is not going to have a visceral reaction to a young man who's got a 3.0 grade point average,
3.7, right?
3.7 grade point average. They're not going to look at this kid as a negative person when he's the captain of this team, the captain of that team, a leading student in his class, no record,
A
no
volunteer,
criminal record, volunteer.
an
This
employee, all this, and on two teams. I think he was doing track and football, right? While holding the 3.7. Y'all, come on
Yep.
now. That's
Yep.
not easy to
this
do.
is not the young man that they wanna play with.
That's hard to do.
to see,
They're also going to present.
yeah, they're not gonna
Oh, they're
introduce
also going
that
to
part of him.
present. What I was going to say, I feel pretty strong. I mean, even though the system's messed up, they're going to present that for Carmelo. Now, imagine what the defense is also going to present for his attacker or the so-called victim. He has a history of bullying, and I hope that they play the video or the judge allows it to be entered as evidence of the dad saying that his sons have a record or a history of being bullies. The own dad said that on Good Morning America.
And his brother, his twin brother, said that he was the one that started being the aggressor. He on the news. He said that
Hmm.
was the first
And they
one of
was
the
still
first
wondering.
statements.
Yep.
And I heard Carmelo
And the
that
video that's been out.
white hold on, Indian. I heard that white lawyer that Carmelo got. I heard he's something like Matlock. So I can't wait to see. You know what I mean? What the defense is going to be like. I heard he's pretty good, and I think Carmelo got a pretty good team. What y'all think? Or is it just one attorney?
I
Agreed.
think he got a good team.
Because
I haven't seen the team.
Yeah, one of them is
He's got a
white.
good team, as long as they don't try to make out to make everything too admissible by saying that it's hearsay. Because like what his dad said to the media, they could argument that the judge it in as hearsay. because it's coming secondhand of
But
someone
they
that
also
wasn't
already
at the
admitted the
actual
videos.
track
It
meet.
shows. It's also the
Not
videos also
hearsay,
been
it's video.
showed and introduced that showed four individuals. So it was Metcalf, his brother, and two other individuals surrounding. You know what I'm saying? The particular, you know what I'm saying, center of the situation, and then everything going down in the events, and then talking about that he didn't even know that he was poked. And they
Okay,
just kind of
y'all.
went back and was like, well, if he wasn't starting nothing, why wouldn't he know that he was poked? He didn't
Think
know he was
about it
poked. His
like
adrenaline
this:
was
Wait a minute,
flowing.
y'all. Hold on. Let's
if
get
he
to the
was
meat. Yeah.
guilty,
Hold,
they would
Greg.
have plastered that video everywhere on every station. It would have been
Okay.
playing 24 hours in a loop if he was
Right.
guilty by
Right.
then.
Exactly. Hold on, Greg. Chris, we gonna rotate you down. Thank you for coming up. We need to have some space for new people to come up. Hey, just me and Charles, we gonna rotate you down too. Thank you. All right. Thank you,
Appreciate you.
Charles.
Appreciate you. Thank
You can come back up though. Hey, just me. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing good.
What's your ethnicity?
I'm black.
You Black American?
Yeah, black American.
Oh, okay. You wanna address the prompt about Carmelo? Do you think he? What do you see? Guilty or innocent?
Guilty.
And can you tell us why you believe so?
I believe Carmelo Anthony is guilty simply because without premeditation, I want to make this clear. He had every intent on causing seriously bodily injury, which resulted in an unaliving of Austin Metcalf. That alone is enough to find him guilty of murder. Not only that, when it comes down to the state of to the five stands of self defense in the state of Texas, don't none of the five stances support Carmelo Anthony's situation. With that, I land my plane.
As a
I'm not
Texan.
even gonna rebuttal that. I'm not gonna waste a rebuttal on that
He dropped
stupid ass
down.
shit. I think it's a waste of
Oh,
energy
he
extraction
left.
from the panel.
No, he up here, oh damn.
Yeah, as a Texan, I'm pretty sure his case is very solid on winning. If anything, to make a lot of the YT people feel a little better, they might give him negligent, you know what I'm saying, manslaughter, and give him like a year just so they could throw a bone to the YT people. That's the least that I'm praying for. Other than that, I think he's gonna be free because, like Greg said, if it was anything kind of like leaning towards on video showing that it could possibly him being him starting an incident and him not really trying to defend himself, then yeah, they would have been playing it on all the news channels nationwide
It'd have
across
been out.
the nation. The point that they're suppressing it, they made sure they took everybody's phones and
Thank you, sir.
made everybody stay silent throughout this whole process, and they're trying to speed the trial up. It, they're doing, you know what I'm saying, one of those Texas hold 'em and fold 'em. They trying to get it. And this is one reason why I kind of feel like they did it around the same time as this South Carolina case and this Chud the Builder situation, because it's a way to galvanize enough little YT people to feel some type of way where it sways the jury to lean towards their way on convicting them.
But the
But they,
black, reading all these comments, I don't mean to cut you off, but me, every comment, like everybody holding panels, I be going in there reading the comments. They galvanize, and it seemed like all groups that dislike Black Americans. I see Asians, I see Latinos, I see a lot of all different
Uh huh.
groups saying guilty, and this and
Joining
that.
forces just
Yeah,
just
because they
because.
mad that
Yep,
black
that's how
folks
you can
ain't
know
putting
too.
up with shit no more. Well, you gonna fuck around and find out every situation.
Hey, what about in the state of Texas you from?
Wait, hold on,
I'm in
Jason. They
Dallas,
didn't want you.
and
Wait,
I
the
know
black.
many
Hold
of the
on.
people that done be some cases like that. For many, a white boy, know what I'm saying, at a school just did the same thing. He just beat a case, unalive a little Asian dude within the same little area. And they gave him self defense. So it's a balance of what they pick and choose what people can do, and
So what are the
unfortunately they
laws in
don't like black
self-defense in
people.
Texas?
Wait, no, Justine, hold on. I
I
wanted
mean, we
to
got
address
mutual
something because
comeback
he
laws in
came up.
Texas.
Wait, the black. Let me address something because he came up and said something like the other little kid earlier. You said that without premeditation, that he had the intention. Do you understand that premeditation and intention, sweetheart, in the court of law are the same thing?
And then I'm gonna rotate you
So
down
what you're
and keep
basically
it
saying
coming
is
back.
what you're basically
No,
saying is
that's what you're saying.
I know, but I just want to clarify to make sure I understand you correctly. What you're basically saying is I can't slap somebody without
Thank you,
unless it was
Cynthia.
premeditated.
So no, I'm going to say it
No,
again.
you
This
can't
is
slap
what
nobody.
you
Period.
said.
Well, you
No,
gotta
but
fight.
this is what you said, Justine. You said that without premeditation, he had the intentions, which is implying that when he woke up that morning and packed his
No.
backpack, he had the hold on, he had the intention to carry that to cause harm on someone. You guys have to stop because that is not true. And
So
what you're saying does
can I
not
explain
make
myself real
sense. So
fast?
hold on. Do you know the difference between premeditation and intention?
100%.
That's a
Do you
question.
100%? Yes, I do.
So
So
tell me,
can I explain myself right real fast?
I asked you a
Can I explain?
question. Tell me the difference between
Okay, let me
premeditation
explain.
and
I'm going to tell you right now.
intentions.
I'm going to tell you right now. This is intention. Me and you having a conversation. You say something crazy, I slap you. That's intentions without premeditation. Why? Because
That's
before we had
reaction.
one second. Before we had this conversation, I never planned or had any foreknowledge that I was going to go into this conversation and slap you. Okay, so without premeditation, I slapped you, and whenever I slapped you, I had every intention on slapping you. So I just slapped you without
You're saying the
premeditation.
reaction is
No, 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 no,
intention?
no, 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 no. I just told you, whenever I slapped you, I had every intention on slapping you.
So, Justine, listen, I don't want to interrupt you, but I just want you to understand the definition of a word because it seems like you don't, like the other ones that are on here coming up. Intention means that I intend to do something. What the scenario you're giving is a reaction. Intention means
So,
I intend to do something. Hold
so
on.
attention isn't
Premeditation.
provoked.
Hold on. I'm giving you definition since you don't know.
So attention isn't
Premeditate.
provoked.
Hold on. Let me give you the definition so when
Go
you go
ahead.
to the next panel, you won't look as stupid.
Oh, so no, we
Premeditation
ain't
is
got to
that
be
I put,
disrespectful up here now.
oh man.
We ain't got to be
Oh,
disrespectful
well,
up here now.
you're
Because at the
talking
end of
over
the day, what
me.
you're trying to say is premeditation and intention
Can
are
I
the
give you
same
the
thing.
let me give you, they are, sweetheart. Let me
Yeah,
finish.
it is legally.
Intent, right.
No, it's not.
Intention.
How many of y'all been?
Can I finish
How
the
many of y'all been in
Hold on,
definition?
Texas fighting for
it's
y'all life in
He's
that
literally
talking
courtroom?
over me.
it's literally called
How many of y'all been in
premeditation
that
with the
Listen,
courtroom fighting
I
for
Hold
y'all
shot
on,
life?
the black.
somebody
Hold
before.
on,
I
everybody.
mean, I
Hold
pew
on.
pew.
Hold on, American. Oh, damn. The people in the chat want you to give a definition.
Thank you so much. So in the courtroom, anyone could, this is Ask Chat GPT. Intention and premeditation will be considered the same thing. Intention means I intend to do something. Premeditation means I planned ahead of time to do it. So whether you planned ahead of time or it was an intention, it's the same thing because it's thought before you're doing it. He's trying to say by using the word intention is that Carmelo woke up that morning
No,
with
I
the
did not.
intentions to hurt
That's
someone by
premeditated.
packing.
That's pre.
Oh my God. He said premeditated without intention. That's what he said. If he was a lawyer, he'll be dismissed.
Can't
You
have
are
one
trying.
without the other. You can't have
Y'all,
one
Thank
without
you.
the other.
There you go.
y'all
Literally
not
what
letting
the
me land
law
my.
is called.
Let me
You
specify
hold
something
on,
real quick. Let me
you
specify something real quick.
interrupted her first about you was interrupting her. And then the law is literally saying premeditation with the intent to unalive.
It's not the
That's the
same. Look,
law.
let me explain, y'all. Let me explain. It's not the same. Let me explain that this is the reason why it's not the same, right? If I am what she's trying to say is what I am trying to say is he woke up early that morning with every intention on unaliving somebody, right? That's
We're going
premeditated.
to spend one more
That's
minute on
premeditation.
here and
That's
then move on to the
premeditation.
next person.
That's
Okay,
premeditation. That's premeditation. That means this was thought out, it was planned, and it was executed.
Whoa.
Without premeditation, right? Without premeditation, that means he didn't think about it. It wasn't thought out. It wasn't planned. It just was a reaction. Something intentionally can be provoked through a reaction. 100%. It happens all the time. But I just want to say this, though, right? At the end of the day, how many of y'all been in the state of Texas in that courtroom fighting for your lives? So all the shit that y'all saying is really bullshit.
Wait a
I
minute.
have.
Did
I
Wait
have.
a
Have
Really
minute,
you?
bullshit,
Smith.
nigga.
Hold on.
What's your TDCJ number then, nigga?
Wait a
I
minute.
was. I
Hold
was
on.
never.
Wait,
I was.
hold
Hold
on.
on.
What
Hold
unit
I,
have
on.
you
look.
been
Look.
on,
Look.
nigga?
Look.
Hold
Look.
on.
What
Look.
Now
unit
he
Look.
have you
wanted to
been
Have
on,
you
crash
been
nigga?
in
out.
court
Now
in
he
Texas
wanted to
court
crash
Unit
under
have
a
out.
you been
murder
on, nigga? How
charge?
many
Now he wanted to crash out. He
Look. Look.
sound like
I was
K-So or
never.
hard
something.
text?
Look.
It's
Look.
just
I
common
always
sense.
had bail money, and
Awesome.
it
It's just
never
So
common,
got
snuggling
that
ass
it's
far.
nigga.
common sense, you know what I mean? It was
Hold
no
on.
premeditation to it. I think they just overcharged them because they was on some other bull crap. They overcharged them with it. If anything, they should have charged them with some manslaughter or something like
What it's
that.
gonna end up being?
But you know, by them overcharging them, it's gonna be hard for them to lay up there and prove, you know what I'm saying, the intent to unalive them. And in order to get first degree that murder, you just definitely gotta have that intent to kill. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
On the
thank you,
line, we
Mia.
love TikTok shop.
Yeah, we let TikTok
On the
shop.
lie, my
Kim is
bad, but I'm just saying.
Hold
right. If
on,
I'm
Kim Shot.
correct,
Okay,
And
thank you, because it's not.
another thing,
Okay, thank you. Hold on, it's not your turn. Kim Chad.
Chambers, hey, how you doing today?
Hey, oh, Kim Chambers. Oh, okay. Hey, can you address the prompt? I'm doing good.
I want to talk about this case from the beginning. I thought that Carmelo Anthony overreacted. Okay, but I have my reasons because he never said that those guys jumped him.
What are
Before
we
y'all,
doing at the
hold
people?
on.
Go ahead.
Before y'all jump on me, hear me out. He still deserves a fair trial. Okay, that other
Did
little
say leave him alone.
that other twin, I can't wait till he get cross-examined. They get him on the stand because he's not telling the whole story. And another thing, when they keep saying about Carmelo said, touch me and find out. YT, however y'all say it, keep saying that that's what started the incident. But that's not true. In order for you to say something like that, that means they had to have threatened to throw that boy from up under that tent. Yeah, do anybody agree with that? That's a reaction.
I
Yeah,
agree.
That's a
that's why we
reaction
said
to
it's
what they said
self-defense.
to him. Okay? So this is gonna be very interesting because only thing the lawyer has to do, the defense attorney, Toby Shook is no joke, okay? Only thing he has to do to that jury to create doubt. Okay?
Wait, who you say Tommy Shook?
Toby Shook.
Toby Shook. Is that Carmelo's lawyer?
Yes, that's one of his attorneys.
Can
He's
you
a
tell
top
us a
notch.
little bit about him?
Yeah, he a good
I
lawyer.
know he's a top notch attorney.
He did
I've
the
been hearing.
Botham John case. Hey everybody. He got
Oh,
another one
wow.
too, a
He
serial
ain't no
one. Yeah,
joke.
the with that he got that one. He got the other one where the Texas they ran and escaped and unalived somebody. He got them off, and then there was like a serial murderer, and where he unalived 4 people, and he got 3 of the unalived men's kicked out, so they were only able to stick 1 alignment to him. So that's his track record. And then the other woman, I'm blanking on her name. I
It's
know
a
she
Howard.
comes
One
from
named Howard,
Harvard.
right?
Yeah. The woman, that's the other one. She comes from Harvard. So he has a strong defense. He really does. He's very defensed up. And it's very well recessed for him. And with that, I'll end my plan. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
No,
Oh,
it's okay.
thank you for
I'm
that,
glad you came
Gia.
in. I'm glad you
Okay.
came in.
You got 30 more seconds. Can you tell us why you think he overreacted?
Only because of when the cops came, he said that the guy, even Carmelo said the guy pushed him, touched him, or grabbed him. If the stories I'm hearing, like 4 people beating on him, that's the first thing when it came out of my mouth. That's why I say that all that didn't happen, because he said it. All right,
What
but I still think he got a
intimidation?
chance to get off. I still got a chance to get off because you never know what jury's gonna think. Because I
You
thought
just
the child guy was cut and dry guilty, but look what happened.
Yeah,
mentioned
can I rebut
assault,
that real
right?
quick?
You know you did that, right? You just mentioned assault.
Hold on, Greg. Let me rebut him real quick.
Um,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
there's no way that this case can be seen as anything other than stand your ground. Okay, Carmelo didn't overreact to anything. All right. These guys had a history of doing the things that they did on that same exact day that they got stuck in unalive. That's nothing new. That day was nothing random. That was not a random occurrence, something that just popped up out of the blue. They have been doing that at many of the track events before. Okay. Now, people try to say, oh, he had this intent to do this, he had intent to do that. No. What he had was a tool. He used a tool that you use to work on your track shoes. Okay. So even if people say that he had a little stickum device, whatever, that he was deliberately going to stick somebody, that's going to fall apart because it was just a tool, right? Now, when he was attacked by four guys, you had people say, well, why didn't he run away? Well, let's put two and two together real quick. It was raining outside and they were on bleachers. What happens if you try to take off and run on some bleachers in the rain? You're probably going to stick a bust your head open. So at the end of the day, oh, and one more part of it that they, all this stuff came out last year, before they tried to hide everything. And one more thing, he tried to get away from those four guys and they pulled him back into the conflict. So once they pulled him back into the conflict, at that point, he probably was like, you know what? I've got a mental condition. I don't know what's going on. It's raining outside. If I try to run, I'm probably going to fall and bust my head open. It's unsafe. I have no choice but to grab this tool. Not a pew-pew device, but an actual tool to work on his shoes and stuck
What's
those
up on
guys
your
with the
laws?
tool. And hold on. And then one more thing. He immediately ran to his coach and said, hey, I stuck him. So he didn't try to hide it. He didn't try
Brush
to
up on your laws.
do anything like all that information came out last year and everything the video confirmed everything that came out last year. And so if this thing is anything other than stand your ground, right, this is going to be judicial malpractice. I'm going to land on that.
Brush up on your
Now,
laws.
now you can rebuttal.
Okay, you got
Brush up
1
on your.
minute and we're gonna move
Me.
on to the next person.
Well, let me say one more thing, sweetheart,
Yeah,
please.
you got 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
sir. Brush up on your laws, sir. Okay, you cannot use even if it was one of the tools. What you say? I don't care if it was an ink pen. It's still a weapon. You can't use a weapon in an ordinary street fight. You can't do it. I don't care if he went up there and sucker punch Carmelo.
So is multiple people accosting you?
Now that's
Or
different.
no,
Yeah,
hold on.
I-
Is that an ordinary street fight?
Hey, that's a situation where you can use extreme force, more force than they use it. If they use their hands and it's for them, and you got a pew pew, you have the right to use that pew pew to defend yourself or whatever
Think about this
little
too,
thing
Black.
that you have.
One of those twins was enough to make that an unfair fight. It was four of them. Make
Right.
that make
So
sense.
right. Is that an ordinary fight to you,
one of the
Mr.
twins.
Chambers?
One of the twins. Yes, that's an ordinary
It
fight.
was, but it
Now,
wasn't. It wasn't one.
if two of the twins.
Hold on, American.
My bad.
If it was two, would that make that an ordinary fight? Sir, can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
So if it was more than one person, would that make that
Now that's the gray area. That's what he's gonna bank on, and then you're gonna try to get the hunter involved.
well,
If it's just
okay,
one
the
on one,
video, people who actually saw the
that's not.
video.
Don't believe that. Don't
Did
believe
you
that.
did
When
you
the man said
actually
four.
did you actually see the video, sir?
No, but I heard that
Okay,
guy. I
well,
knew he was
thank you
lying.
so much. Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
let me get my
Thank
last
you.
few seconds.
No, thank you. You did it already. Mm-mm. We're gonna go to Greg. Did you want your turn, or you want to let Moomin speak? Okay, Moomin, how you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah, I think the brother's innocent. But I also think, in situations like that, I think it's more of a instant situation where people not thinking. That's why I think that the prosecutor should have probably came with manslaughter than first degree murder. You know what I mean? And by them doing that, they really basically let him out because it's gonna be hard to prove intent to kill. You know what I mean? To the intent to unalive.
Yeah, I love TikTok shop. Mm-hmm.
A TikTok shop.
But I find it real funny that we as a people, we argue this all the time about Florida and Texas and the self defense laws that they have, and people dying every day, losing their lives for some of the bullshit shit ever. You pulled up in my parking lot, so I shot you guys. I pew pewed you guys. You know what I mean? You stole a piece of candy, so I pew pewed you guys. But yet, we as black people arguing the fact that he defended himself after he was approached by multiple individuals at a sporting event. Come on now, that made no sense.
And what's crazy, look, I had to go through a little pew pew class, so I could beat a little pew pew case that I had. In Texas, if you pull out a pew pew, you gotta use it. You know what I'm saying? You can't shoot, you can't fire off no warning shot or no non-lethal shot like doing on at their leg or lower body because that if you disfigure that person, if pew pew them in the leg and they can't work years later or they have some type of adverse effect, liable for that. So in Texas, if you pull it out, yo, you have to try to like shoot the other.
Can you put me on the big screen, sis, real quick, just so I can see this bigger? Because everyone keeps saying we need to learn the law. So in the state of Texas, shit, I need my reading glasses. Can anyone else see that?
I can see it. I can read it if you
Can
want
you
me
read that
to.
out loud?
Yes, it says Texas Stand Your Ground law eliminates the traditional duty to retreat. It allows individuals who are legally present in a location and who are not engaged in criminal activity to use reasonable or, so you have to remember there is that or is a big deal. So reasonable or deadly force, meaning that that's in his discretion in terms of what to use. Whoever the person that is responding or that is standing their ground, they have the ability to choose what they find to be either reasonable or smedley force. That's their discretion. And sometimes it also cannot be controlled. So just so that people understand that. And in self-defense, if they reasonably believe it is immediately necessary to prevent imminent death or serious bodily injury.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, thank you for coming up, Moomin. We're gonna rotate you down. Thank you. Greg Nice, did you want to address the prompt?
Shit, I can barely read it. Carmelo Anthony, innocent.
Oh, wait a
Prove me
minute.
wrong. I believe he's innocent. I believe he stood on the principles of the law that is in the state of Texas. I think that he was unfairly assaulted, which gives him a right to defend himself. I think the fact that there's an overtone of racism involved in this case, and the fact that these things haven't been addressed is the reason why I believe he will have a unfair trial. But if they have to go by the letter of the law, then the law is in his favor and he's innocent of the charges they're trying to bring against him.
All right, thank you. Hey, Gia.
Love, hey everybody.
Hey, you want to address the prompt for us?
Yes, Carmelo Anthony, innocent, prove me wrong. I'm gonna be for real. I am still looking at everything and all of the evidence being presented. I'm also not on the jury, and I'm not fully able to see what they are able to see. So in terms of me putting judgment.
Wait a minute, Gia, are you there?
Yes. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you was in the room because
Yes.
they were saying that they were showing the tape, but only the jury can see it, but the people in the gallows couldn't see it. I thought maybe you was there.
Yes. So I can't I just want to I'm trying to be as looking at this as non-romantically as possible. And really examining this case. So that's why I have the position that I have. From what I have been able to look at in terms of the transcripts, if prosecution is resting, which they've rested their case, If it is solely on eyewitnesses that have impeached themselves and there has not been consistency with what the prosecution has put forward with their witnesses and their credibility has been subject to doubt, I cannot solely use use what they put forth as a factor in my decision making in terms of if he is ultimately innocent or not. What I can look at is what the ME said, but it's I'm trying to do gymnastics and I can't fill in these holes from what I've observed so far from prosecution's testimony. So that's where I'm at with it. I think one of the main things that I'm looking at too is because they are so young, both of them, that were, or just not just that, everybody involved. I'm seeing how what it is going to be for my generation, because these young men that are involved were part of the same generation. We're Gen Z, and some of the witnesses might be Gen Alpha. Seeing what cases are going to be looking like in terms of them forcing the issue of it being race blind. So seeing what that's going to look like I'm trying to find pattern recognition
So
with
wait a
it
minute, Gia.
in terms of what we're,
So how do you feel about the Rick Child, the child case? Do you think they got that right or wrong?
do I think that they got that right?
Or wrong?
Or do I think that they got it wrong? I mean, I'm gonna be for real. I do think that the son did it. I really do. You just can't convince me that a geriatrics person was able to run after a 14-year-old in his prime. And I do think that the dad ate the charge. In terms of what they're going by, that being the introduction, I don't look at him having a pew-pew. I don't look at it as an issue for me, whether it was legal or not, because to me, that young man, he's a Southerner, and that's a part of Southern culture, having pew-pews on them. So that's not an evidence of a pattern of violence or anything like that. He's just a Southerner. In terms of where the wrench gets thrown into it, which is why I see that his defense had the opening, was the doubt of him only pewing him once and then rendering first aid. That was the loophole that they exposed. And if it were up to me, I would have convicted him. I would have, because you don't leave your place, chase somebody down 100 and over a football field and another 30 feet. And then he's running for his life. You ran that boy out of his high top forces. You ran him out of his phones. You ran him out, damn near ran him out of his clothes. So for that, I find it hard to believe in terms of if I were on the jury. However, I do see how they were able to do the mental jujitsu and get him off. And then with that, I'll just rest and land my plane.
Okay, thank you. Greg, we're going to rotate you down. You can come back up, but we got to have seats for people in the
Okay,
queue. All right, thank you.
I'm cool.
Let's get to Caesar. Hold on, Big Mo. Caesar.
Yes.
Okay, you Carmelo Anthony, do you think he's innocent or guilty?
I mean, just from the standpoint of him showing up somewhere where he wasn't invited to, right? Or something, a tent that didn't belong to him. He was being asked multiple times to leave. By not doing so, he was already escalating the situation. You know, I understand that people say, well, you should have got an adult. No, you don't need to get an adult for you to leave somewhere where you're not invited. Like, it doesn't, don't shift the blame somewhere else when, when you weren't even invited, so you don't even belong there. So that was the first part. Second part, I keep seeing people say, "Oh, they were gonna jump him or this and that." It was four of them. He was directly from everything that's been said. He was directly speaking to Austin and Austin only, which is the only reason why he poked him. Otherwise, he would have just started poking everybody, right? If he felt that threat, and it was just one person he was
Yes.
talking to. It was just one person he was talking to. And the reason he was talking to him is because his brother went and grabbed him because he was left responsible. And the coach specifically said and gave him the responsibility to take care of the tent and protect the tent.
So an adult put him in charge of the tent, and they thought by since they was put in charge of the tent, they can physically try to remove someone from the tent.
Well, no,
Is that the way?
they were trying to verbally remove him, but he didn't want to. That's what I'm saying. Like the
So he didn't.
escalations.
Okay, so wait, hold on. So he didn't want to, and
Well, that's the point. The escalation starts there,
but
right?
why not go
No,
get
no,
an
no, no, no.
adult?
Hear
Why
me
not go?
understand.
Hold on. Why not go get an adult, Caesar?
Because the coach is coaching. All the coaches are coaching. Everybody until something happened.
The track meet never started.
Right, but they're not okay. So he was left. So he was the only one there, right? I get what you guys are saying, and I get it. He shouldn't. I personally don't believe he should lay his hands on him for sure. You know, whether he's pushing him, whether if it wasn't, let's say if it was a small shove. But then the point when he says touch me and
Then,
see what happens, and he's reaching for his bag, he's already pre-planning what he's going to
well,
do
hold up. You,
next.
you you just said that you don't agree that they had the right. They put their hands on us. So case closed.
Wait, what?
Can,
That's
can,
not a
can I
case
say
closed
like
situation. That's not a case
it
closed
kind of is
situation.
because it's not like he was trespassing. He was supposed to be there at the track meet, and then as a person who ran track in Texas, in the area of North Texas where it's going on, at it's not like football. You can be anywhere you want to be at a track meet. People are everywhere,
Right.
scattered,
Hmm.
mingling with each other. Cause
These are public
track
events.
is
My
not like
kids ran track.
football.
That's
Okay,
how I met
right.
Track
my
is
high
not like
school honey.
football.
He came and visited from another school under our
That's
tent.
great. But everybody's telling him to leave. They told him more than
But
15
okay,
times.
so
So
let me ask you. Let
But
nobody
me ask
not
you
the
a
wanted him
question,
coach.
then, Caesar.
there.
So let me ask you
Nobody
a
wanted
question,
him
Caesar.
there.
Okay, I
That's what
got
I'm
you. Got
saying.
you. Got you. Okay,
Caesar,
cool. So I'm
Eddie
Caesar, do
having
you
a
did.
know
birthday
that the
party, right?
Eddie did.
trespassing
His friend
Wait a
Eddie
minute.
did.
trespassing
Wait a minute.
friends of
Hold on, Gia. Hold
They
on.
testified. His own friend testified.
trespassing
So hold on,
Wait a
Caesar, real
minute.
quick,
Hold
Caesar.
on, y'all. The helicopter trying to go ahead.
Oh, go for it.
Helicopter.
So let me ask you a question, Caesar. I'm having a birthday party, right? And I'm having a
It's,
birthday at a park, at a public park by the lake. And I got a tent set up, and you're underneath my tent, and in an area where it's like a picnic area, whatever. And I say, hey, Caesar, you need to leave. And you say,
not,
nope, I'm not leaving. Hold on, let me finish. Hold on. And I say, Caesar, you need to leave. And you say, nope, I'm not leaving. And I decide to grab you and toss you to the ground and start bopping you upside the head. Am I right or wrong?
but you didn't. But that's the point. The point is that I'm escalating it. Right.
Am I right or
But hold
wrong?
on. Are
Yes or
you?
no? Can you just
Let me
answer
ask you
yes
a
or no,
question.
sir? And then you can explain. Just say yes or no and then
Okay.
explain.
All right. So okay, no, right? I mean, you don't physically
So
attack
I'm not
somebody.
wrong.
What was that?
So I am wrong.
Sure, but the blame. Where does the
Okay.
blame
I'll land
start?
my
Okay,
plane.
but okay, no. But right. Okay, that's great. So let's follow that up. So then you also take a weapon somewhere you're not. Okay, maybe it's legal in the state. That's fine, right? But in school grounds, it's not. You don't.
And
It
assaulting
wasn't
someone is
at a
against
school.
school grounds as well.
Okay,
It's
but
against
the
policy.
point being is that this. Think about this. He took he took he took the poker long before he even reached school grounds. What was
And
his
again,
Wait,
intention in
I
taking?
thought that
He
track meet.
shouldn't
a
deserve.
poker is
Hold on,
Southern
y'all. Wait a
culture.
minute. I thought was that track meet on school grounds? I thought it was at a
No,
community.
it was at a neutral
Under
ground.
school rule on the school ground rules though. That's the
No, no,
point.
no, no.
It
And
was.
It was at
assaulting
a
is school
neutral
ground rules as
stadium
well.
that anybody can rent out. Like if I got a Pop Warner team and want to rent out the stadium, I can rent it out. That's how most stadiums are in Texas, unless you have a school that has its own stadium, and most of them stadiums end up being practice fields for
Did you guys?
schools.
Okay, that's fair. Did you guys listen to
Wait,
the?
Caesar, I wanted to ask you one question. Caesar,
Go for
you're
it.
trying to imply that he was trespassing. Is that correct?
No, I'm not saying that he was trespassing at all. I'm just saying because
So when you
anybody
say that
anybody
he's
can
somewhere he's
show.
not to
Caesar, you
wait,
literally
if
said that he
he's
was
some
standing somewhere he wasn't supposed to be. That's
Oh,
trespassing.
right.
under the tent, yeah. I mean, if you have somebody like if the setup is not for you and it's only for the school kids, right? For the track, for the people running track, then that's
But
only for
it's
them
not
and
only
for them
for,
only.
sir.
No, it is. I mean, you
No,
don't
it's
set those
not.
rules. Okay, look, if I set
Was
up,
that on their tent when they have their call up? So when you go and you deal with other schools, right? Those schools, if they have policies of what you can and cannot do, they're supposed to be giving that, whether they're in band, giving it to a band director, whether they're in track and they're giving it to their coach what the rules of engagement are. Did they have any signage that said that this was specifically for them and non-students of that high school could be under there?
If that's the
In what
case,
way was he
no.
put on notice by the school or by the team, the official team, in terms of the adults in the situation, by security or their representatives? Was Mello put on notice that he
Are you
was
even
not
legal to be in this
permitted? No, no,
country?
no, no, no. Was he not permitted to be under the tent?
The point, if that's the
You
case, then
got to
there's
put
no reason for
somebody
team
on
tents. Hold
notice,
on, hold on,
sir.
hold on.
Nope, you got
If
to
that
put
was
them
the
on
case, then
notice.
there's no reason for team tents. They just put, why don't you just put a big tent
A
and
tent
have
is
everybody
to be
sit
able
there?
to
There's a
cover from
No,
reason.
no, no,
inclement
no.
There's a
weather,
reason
sir.
why
Here,
you
hold up,
split
Bill.
and
Hold on,
separate
Caesar.
teams to
Caesar, here's where you're
team.
wrong. Caesar,
Hold
hold on,
on,
Caesar.
we
Here's
go
where you're
ahead,
wrong.
helicopter.
I've coached football for a long time. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what I don't know no athletic association that does not have this policy. You are obligated as a team and as a coach to house any child at that event when there's inclement weather. So it doesn't matter if that was a team tent, a damn group tent, Jesus tent, church tent, whoever. If there was inclement weather outside, they were obligated to let Carmelo Anthony underneath that tent because it was raining and thunderstorming. So that crushes that argument that you're trying to make right now, sir.
Even more than that, I've been under tents where a booster club mom was giving me from another school, giving me a band-aid. One has sewn me into my uniform before because I got a little split in it and everything. Who has done that? I've gone to other tents and I've gotten snacks. I've known all of the different mothers from the different booster clubs from the different schools. So in terms of like, that's my reality. So in terms of this experience, in terms of there being like this tribalism, that you're trying to put onto this or trying to put into this with the schools, it's just not, it just doesn't exist.
And then Gia, also, can I ask you, don't kids tent hop all the
Yes,
time?
you're doing that. You're checking
Yeah,
out to be like, oh, well, I know the such and such and such and such from this school. They got the cute boys over here. They got the cute girls over there. Oh, you're looking at each other. You're looking at each other's stats online, on Instagram. You're trying to see like, oh, I know he fine. I want to go see what he look like. I want to go see what she look like. We're over here talking about, well, what are your upcoming commitments? Have you committed to anything yet? Have you not committed to anything yet? Wait, did you
Yep.
see Shakari's, da 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 da? You over here saying, damn, those cleats are fire right there. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
And I'm gonna tell
Where'd you
you,
get your
love,
spikes from? Type of a thing. Dix is
we used to
having
have
a
to threaten them
sale
with
or
wind
whatever.
spreads to
Wait,
stay in
one
the
at a
tent.
time. Let it come. Go ahead, helicopter.
And I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut her off, but I was gonna say, I was a coach. We used to have to threaten our students with extra work and practice if they didn't stay in the tent. That's how random. I mean, that's how common it was for the kids to disappear all over the stadium.
Yes, it's more so they be disappearing in low-key hunching.
And hold
That's
on, let me ask you this, Caesar. So you don't think in a thunderstorm, you think Carmelo, since they asked him to get out of the tent, knowing it was a thunderstorm, in the midst of asking him to leave the tent, you don't think you thought Carmelo should have got up and went into that thunderstorm because Austin and his brother asked him to leave the tent?
Then go to another tent. If you guys say that this is everybody just allows you in,
No,
and
I'm
just go
just
to the next
asking you.
tent.
testimony
No,
said
Then
that the
then
other tents were crowded, sir.
then go to the next tent over and find another tent.
No,
That's the
all of the
point.
other
Also,
tents.
No, you're just
Okay,
making it up. Why you just
no,
say
I'm
no.
not
that?
Also,
making
if
that
you
up.
look
What
at
you're
the
not going to
setting,
do,
all the other
one thing that
tents
I
weren't
don't
even
do is
set
I
up
don't
yet.
lie when it comes to this.
Crowded.
Okay. The
Who's?
other tents, they other ones had said, Eddie Parra had said that, who's one of the witnesses. I mean, I've taken copious notes when it comes to that, as well as when it comes to Mello. They were waiting for the second bus to be able to come and get them set up.
So
So everybody was huddling under the tents, the different tents, because it was raining.
so what did
Under
the
that tent,
witnesses?
there were only, wait, let me finish. There were only 15 to 20 students under that specific tent as opposed to the other ones where they would not be able to seek shelter.
So what
It
happened
just
to?
wasn't enough tents. That's all. It was
So his
poor
school didn't
planning
have
and there
one.
wasn't enough tents.
So his
What's
school
that?
didn't have one. His school
They
didn't have
was
a
No,
wait,
tent.
they
they
didn't
was
have
didn't
waiting
one.
on
have
the
one.
next bus.
They
The
waiting on the
track meet
bus.
literally had just started. It went
Think
the
11
races hadn't
minutes
even
from the
started. They
time
was
Carmelo
setting
got
up.
there?
They hadn't set up their first heat. He got there, he was there earlier because he was the captain.
Trespassing can only be enforced by the owners of, which would be the city or the police. So even trying to use that without saying that, saying he shouldn't be there, you can't tell anyone where they should be if you are not the police enforcing a trespassing on that person. And that has to be asked for by the owners.
I think what Caesar means to say is Carmelo black ass should have got up when them white boys told him to and got his black ass out in that
You're making it a
thunderstorm.
race thing. Why you're just making it a race
That's
thing?
exactly what
Facts.
I think.
No, but that's the problem. You guys make
No,
it a
no,
race
no,
thing.
no,
No,
You
no,
turn it
no,
into
no.
a
I
race
don't bring
thing.
race
No.
into
It doesn't matter because you know
At
why
this
him.
there
case at
were
all.
black
At
there
him.
I
were
mean,
I
this
don't
Why,
bring
basically
race
why,
into
why
this
did he
case
his
at
have to?
all.
authority.
Hold
Austin
on. Why
Austin
did
had
he
black
have to?
teammates.
Who is Austin? Why did he have to get up when Austin told him to get up? He was not the owner of the tent.
The teammates, black teammates, his black teammates
It
were
doesn't
also telling him
matter.
too.
Who black
So
Carmelo
so it's
did
teammates?
not
not,
Just
a
but
say
the
so it's
that.
not
black.
a race thing.
The
Hold on, the
It's not a
black
punchline
race thing.
is
teammates. Hold on, the
the
black
punchline
teammates.
is
Hold on, Gia. The black teammates wasn't the ones who approached him, grabbed him, and told him to get
They were
out the
telling him
tent.
to leave, right? They were telling him to
But
leave.
did
That's the
they
point I'm
touch
trying to
him?
make. It's not about white. It's not white versus black. It's just like if you don't belong there, then you don't belong
nobody's
there.
bringing up race, sir.
But who is to determine where he belongs?
Why was the whole point of saying, "Oh, tell his black ass to get up"? Why
Yeah,
even bring
I
that up?
never
exactly.
said that.
What are
Exactly.
you
Why do you? Because
suggestion?
you
What are
keep
you sa-
on saying
I
what are
never
you?
said
I
that.
said that, Gia. You keep on saying that he should have just got up and left. For what? For who? Who are these people where he got to listen to them? They're not adults. They're not school officials. So why? Why should he have to go out in that thunderstorm?
Because
You answer
they
that.
heartless.
Well, I can answer it for you. They
Yeah,
are
go
not.
ahead, Black Dolly.
I mean, as a track mom, you know, my son runs track. He's a state champion. You can go on any tent you want to go on. He's not obligated to sit at any specific tent with bad weather. And also, he's not a coach and he doesn't own the school. So those two boys had no reason going up to that boy. They didn't have the authority to tell him to move. Do you understand that, Caesar?
Carmelo was not subject to the jurisdiction of Austin
He
Metcalf
was
and his
not.
authority.
So when you go to these
Mello is
track,
subject to the jurisdiction of the state laws and subject to the
Black finish.
the honor code of that school. And those who enforce that honor code or those that enforce that school code and school policy are those that are teachers, staff, or authorized representatives.
Hold on, Gia. We got FBA Maroon, someone who's actually been at the courthouse, inside the courthouse. He's about to come up. Somebody have to drop down. You stay right there. Okay, okay.
Drop me down real quick. I'm out shopping. I can listen in the chat though.
All right, make sure you come up, helicopter, when you see something we missed. Okay.
I will. I'll be in
All
the
right.
chat.
All right. Thank you.
Now,
Okay.
can I ask
Go
another
ahead.
question, love,
Yep. Go
too?
ahead, Gia.
So my other question is too, because it seems like now with this entire case, right? And again, one thing that you know with this case, I don't put race in it, right? So it seems as though like we know what borders are, right? This proverbial border of this tent, right? But however, when it comes to other borders and sovereign nations and their borders, then those borders just don't seem to make any sense and don't seem to matter. You don't find that kind of suspicious? It seems as though we're playing a game of hot potato and the
Right.
goalpost keeps getting moved.
A lot of Hispanics don't supposed to be over here
I'm
either.
not saying I'm not
I'm
bringing
not
race
saying
into it,
that. And
love.
Hey,
listen,
we've
I'm
been
not saying
here,
that. I'm saying there's a lot of people in this country who ain't supposed to be here.
and
Are
I'm
we
not one of
supposed to
them.
start grabbing up immigrants,
You
throwing them
should.
around?
You should. I mean, if people are here illegally, you should get them out. Like that's.
Go ahead, FBA Maroon. Hey, how you doing? That was a good
Hey,
point. I know that wasn't your point, Gia. I respect you so much,
And I
but
agree. You
I'm
should
just
get
using
illegals
it.
out. You
I'm
should
just
get
using it.
illegals out.
Yeah, I'm just saying, should we start grabbing people and yanking them around because where they ain't supposed to be?
They broke the laws. They're here illegally. They broke the law. They already
Okay.
committed a crime. You should get them out. You should get them out.
So
Yeah, of
so
course. Like that. Like you guys think you guys are talking to me, but I'm not illegal here. So
Go ahead, Gia. Did you have something to say, Gia? No. Okay. FBA Maroon. I don't know if Gia here still. Gia. Gia.
I'm
Oh,
here.
did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I guess my connection went out. I just said
Yeah.
all I was saying was Austin is a private citizen. So if we're using this logic, that means that private citizens have the authority to move people that are what they deem in their own point of view as trespassing. If we're following this same
It's a
logic.
good thing that I'm actually at the court case and she's not, because this plebiscite like this is exactly why I'm up there. What's going on, Queen Mother? I've had one heck of a day. I ain't listen. This thing here. Hey, what's going on, Auntie? Yeah, this plebiscite that both of these refugees are saying. This is why we delineate. I literally just got back. It's hot out there, whatever. Shout out to the FBA family who did come out today that I met. I just was coming up here for a second, Miss Loves. Somebody else asked me to give them an update, so I'm gonna start just, you know, going from only like 2 to 3 spaces between yours, Brian's, and maybe one other person's, because I don't want to dilute the story. I'm gonna start from the back, and then you guys can ask me some questions because today was a lot. So I'd rather y'all just ask me some questions so I could just kind of go over detail to detail. So to start from the back of today, I wasn't even gonna be out there that long. Brian came out today as well. We're gonna go back up there Monday, but where the day ended off today was the prosecutors rested. They rested their case after the medical examiner was interviewed as a witness, and the from what I understand, I don't know how true this is because someone had to tell me before I left, was the defense wanted to move to dismiss the case because they debunked every single last witness, quote unquote, who was called to the stand. And the judge said no. This case should be done already. The evidence is straightforward. The witnesses all lied, every single last one of them. But the judge
Amen.
still decided not to dismiss the case. So this is starting to feel like a show trial. So, like I said, my pressure is just a little bit up. I just walked through the door, but I wanted to make sure I saw you alive. And I said, let me hop on here to give the family a quick little update. But if anybody has any questions, because today, like I said, there was a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of good, but also just a lot in general, even outside of the courthouse today. These YT people, they want to they want to get some get back, right? I love TikTok shop, whatever. So I'm gonna give some TikTok friendly language, but does anybody have any quick questions that they could give me? Because I don't want Miss Love Show to be the entirety of this right here.
Oh no, this is take all the time you need. This is you
Okay.
see the prompt. It's okay.
I,
Go ahead.
I, I have a question. Okay, you said this is basically like a show trial now, and even
In
though
my
the
personal opinion.
even though defense kind of like debunked every witness, and the judge wants to rush forward the trial. So, in knowing that the situation that we in with delineation and what happened in South Carolina, and when you add Chud and how a lot of these YT people are out here feeling like they don't have rights to defend themselves or be able to move around like their forefathers. Do you think that it, the defense have a strong case where they can fight it out with the prosecution and still sway these white adjacent folks to rule in Carmelo's favor, or they might throw them a bone and at least reduce it to like negligent manslaughter?
Yeah, I love TikTok shop. This is the thing, right? Like I said, this is why delineation is so dang on important. You have 3 Punjabi adjacent people, 3 of the, Chinese lookalike Asian, whatever. I'm just going to keep TikTok friendly language. No offense to them. And then you have the rest that are either spicy supremacists or you have that are Ellis Island babies, whatever, who look strung out. And the Punjabis are asleep, or one is just looking BS. They're not taking notes. They don't understand our culture. I don't understand how you could be a refugee and get on a high profile trial like this. Like this, I don't think people can understand how high profile of a case this is. So for these Punjabis to be asleep, and I didn't get to go in the past 2 days to the courtroom because, again, these Africans and Caribbeans are blocking. And then, the YT people, they didn't really show up today, and everyone's saying Monday is supposed to be busy. So a lot of people are making money off of this case, right? They're trying to really monetize this. So that's why I said it's starting to feel like a show trial, because if people are asleep at the jury on a high profile case like this, right, or looking strung out, you see what I'm saying? I love TikTok Shop. Then how are we supposed to take this case seriously? And you
All
have people
immigrants maroon.
basically, and maybe one or two heritage Americans, if that, just because one is, I'm not going to dox them, but yeah, maybe one or two heritage Americans.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they
And
dismissed the three sisters that was supposed to be in it.
yeah, I mean, like I said, this was my biggest thing coming into this case. As you all know, I know this North Dallas area a lot, and it's Punjabi Central and Chinese Central and other ethnicities, out here. And most of the quote unquote black people you see in North Texas are not FBA. So, the population of black people in
Yeah,
Frisco is like 8 point something percent.
and half of that 8 is probably some tellers or out of towners, people
Yeah.
from other states, because black people in Dallas, like, we know Frisco is not like a pro black friendly little area. If you gonna move to the suburbs, you gonna move to like Red Oak, Waxahachie, know what I'm saying, DeSoto, Duncanville, or if you want to go out far, you might go to Plano. But Frisco, that's why I was kind of surprised that they was in Frisco. It, and I mean, I understand why it's kind of leaning in certain ways, because that is a hub for. If you noticed last month, the YT people was pushing videos talking about the influx of them little Punjabis and the H1B people that they
Yeah, you can
see
go
around.
after the black type of think tank. Go ahead, the black. Go ahead. Land your plane.
Yeah, yeah. And so I can see them trying to like get in the good graces of YT people right now, and I can see them caving. It's the other groups like the white adjacent, the possible heritage American. Those unfortunately those gonna be the last resort of who might really have a conscience up there. The rest of them they gonna fall in line.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
what
tell the
Respect.
think tank. Hold on, Big Mo.
Respect.
And then
Respect.
we gonna get to you. Go ahead. No,
Okay.
we gonna finish this. You got a question for Maroon too, Big Mo?
Got some more pork chops
yeah,
for you.
I was following the case where he discussed,
Okay,
and
hold
yeah,
on 1 second,
okay.
cause he asked to go first, then you. Go
Okay.
ahead, tell the thing.
I'll be brief. So I definitely see a case for self defense in this case. But I want to bring up the psychological angle here. So we are living in a time where a lot of white people see themselves as victims, right? So there is a psychology of violence. So the psychology of violence is that the way you look at any violent act depends on which angle of the violence triangle you look at, whether you see yourself from the angle of the victim, the aggressor, or a bystander. So a classic example, imagine a husband who is tried for unaliving his wife's lover, right? So from the point of view of the husband, he is the victim of adultery. The wife's lover is the aggressor, and justice has already been done. But from the
Well,
point
that's
of
not the
view,
point of this case, Tether think
no,
tank.
I know, but
You
I'm
have a
just trying to.
question?
No, but just from the point of view of the lover, he is a victim of being unalived, and if the husband gets off on an acquittal or a plea bargain, the justice has been cheated. But from the point of view of the bystander, which will be the jury and the court, they will ultimately determine who is the victim and who is the aggressor. So the point I'm making is that this case will hinge on whether or not you see Carmelo as the victim or the aggressor, or
Austin Metcalf as the victim or
No,
as the
that's
victim or the aggressor. And
with respect, that's not
if the
what's happening.
jury,
That's
if the
not what's happening
jury,
today. I'm
hang
telling
on,
you
if
from a
it,
first person. Hold on.
but
I'm
I'm
telling
gonna
you from
land.
a
I'm gonna land.
hold
If
on.
the
I'm telling you from. I'm just correcting you real quick. Let me give you
right,
some more details so
I'm
then
just
you can
laying
help
out my
out your
point.
point.
You
He is a
can
mod
disagree with
too,
Yeah,
me.
hold
TJ.
on, hold on.
But
I'm
he
not
also
dissing.
is a mod.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying
All
to
right,
give you
go
some
ahead.
more context so then you can add to your point. So I'm not. This is
Okay.
not an offense kind of thing. I'm just giving you more details. Which is why I said you have a question because I could kind of have you. Anyways, so all of the witnesses, the children who were there, were all interviewed, and the medical examiners also interviewed. Every single last quote unquote witness lied, and the jury again is asleep or looking strung out. I'm not making this up. I have people on the inside who are telling me stuff, feeding me information, and I was also there watching the jury sleep on day one of the trial. So when you say whether the jury is going to look at certain things, that's why the defense went ahead and motioned to get it dismissed because the prosecutors rested their case. And the judge, who was right there, never checked the jury on sleeping or not paying attention or taking notes or anything. They're not. This is what we're saying. This is what's wrong with the immigrant class. So that's why I'm saying, let me add to your point, because they're not paying attention. They don't even know the nuances of track. They don't know the culture of track. They don't know the culture of our country. This is what people are seeing firsthand, right? So nobody has to guess on what perspective is what. There's people that are right there looking at what's happening. You see what I'm saying? But go on with your point.
Okay, thank you for that. But my only point is this: people disagree. Even people in the comment section disagree on who is the victim and who is the aggressor in this case. Now, this is why there's so much argument. But if that defense, if the prosecutor and the defense, uh, their job is to paint their side as being the victim. So whoever is the victim will win this case. So, but there's a lot of YT people who see Austin as the victim. There's a lot of people who see Carmelo as the victim. So
They're not on
whoever
the
is
jury though.
determined to be the victim will prevail. That's all I'm saying, and I'm gonna land on that. And you
Yeah,
can disagree if you want to.
we
Yeah, oh, I'm
gonna
there.
That's common sense.
Yeah.
right. What
He didn't say
the
nothing I said.
hell?
Anyways, let's go on.
All
Anybody else
right,
got any
thank you for
questions?
coming up to the think tank. It's Big Mo. Go ahead, Big Mo.
Right quick. I do think what FBA Maroon said about a jury sleeping and people not really paying attention. That's probably one reason why the judge didn't want cameras inside. Because most Texas cases, they allow cameras in the court. That's one thing we do. Like we want things to be kind of more transparent than others, and that's kind of rare for them to do that now. So for them not to have cameras in there or allow people to have cameras in there is crazy.
Okay, Big Mo.
Yeah, I was kind of following the case too. Kamala Anthony innocent, prove it wrong. But this is what I got to say about that
Okay, wait a
situation.
minute. We got FBA Maroon here taking questions because he boots on the ground. Did you have a
Okay,
question for him?
okay, boots on the ground.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
well,
of details. There's a
I
lot of
right.
details. So
They
there's
rest their
plenty of
case.
questions.
They rest their case, and you had all of these witnesses that was under the tent, like the defense. Now, it seems to me that they really doesn't have a good defense
Okay,
in this
no, that's false.
situation.
That's false. The defense, that's what I'm saying. Y'all, please ask me questions so then I can properly answer you what's actually happening with the
Um,
case.
I mean, because the Daniel Law uh, ground uh, intense,
Are you having
premeditated.
questions about if his defense is good or not? Because I can answer that question.
Right. That's
Defense
what I
question
want to
though.
know because the fact that he had concealed that was concealed before anything, he
Family,
just all of
What
a
family,
was
sudden.
concealed?
family. Hold on. Oh, family. Let's make something clear now. I know I had a long day. That's why I tell you I pray for my patience because the strength is there.
But
This
you
is a
understand what
very
I'm saying?
serious. But just everybody, please. This is a very
Okay.
serious situation. We've had 2 incidents outside the courtroom because the Mayo people were trying to crash out on our family that was there, our good family that was there. We had elders there, young people there, and the Mayos have been taking L's and they're trying to distract from what's going on. So there were things also happening outside the courthouse and inside the courthouse. So if you have a direct question, or if you want me to explain something, if you just want me to say, hey, can you please explain what's going on with the witnesses? I can tell you about the witnesses. It's just there's a lot of information to give out. You see what I'm saying? So
Hey,
no offense to
Maroon, I have
Yeah,
a
nobody.
even with the
question, and then
witnesses,
I'm
was
gonna
they?
drop.
How
Can
did
I
they
ask a
know?
question and I'm just gonna drop?
Yeah,
I
hold on,
actually
big
How
have
they?
a
bro. Formulate
question.
How
that
they
question
know?
real quick.
How they
Look,
know
look,
they were?
Okay, go ahead.
Mo,
Big
just
bro.
I just want to ask one question before I
I
drop.
think
That's
right there
actually
on your
what I was
question,
gonna
Big Mo.
ask. What I was going to, and first of all, Maroon, thank you on behalf of all of us for going up there. God forbid if anything ever happened to any of us, I know that all of us will ride for each other and pull up in whatever city it happens in. So the love for our people is real, and I appreciate you, brother. My
Ain't nothing.
question for you is, what is the atmosphere outside of the courtroom? Is there like us versus them? Do we have a crowd here? And I want to know the demographics of the crowd. Do we have just our people fighting for Carmelo, or do we see Latinos or other demographics? What's the atmosphere in outside the courtroom? And I'm going to drop down. Thanks, everybody.
Hey,
Thank you,
let's
Odell.
go. Um,
Sis.
Yeah, I mean, outside the courtroom, like I said, there's 2 incidents that happened today, right? And there is no immigrants riding for us. And please, family, be careful of these Fed Pan Africans. Not every last one of them. Some Pan Africans are on code with us. But at first in the morning, I only went over there this morning for a temperature check, to be honest with you, just to see what was going on, because I was really going to go out there Monday. Brian also came. Shout out to Brian Jehovah. He also came. And, when I tell you we have no allies, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I had explained this to some of the elders, and they are really on code with us as well. So shout out to my late Gen X and Boomer crowd. I love my elders and millennials, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. When I tell you there's ops in the midst that share our face, but not our spirit, I mean that. We've had people that are, like, I'll give you an example. One of the situations that happened first was when they took another recess, and shout out to the sisters that's been feeding us information who were able to get in, because a lot of them Africans and East Indians who's trying to monetize this for themselves, they're not taking it seriously for reporting, right? And the only way people can go in is if people had left, right? So the sisters that got there 4:30 in the morning. Yes, please, everybody, give a certified salute to the sisters that was there 4:30 in the morning. I'm not going to dox them at all, but they know who they are. To make sure that they're in there to report. They don't even let people on the courthouse campus until 6 a.m. And when I tell you that the people that were outside who are actually grassroots organizations and advocating for Carmelo, these pan feds running up on one of our queen mothers who was sitting over there, just trying to give a distraction. But that was only after the defense was cooking all those witnesses and made them flip flop all their goddamn statements, which is why a part of the reason why the prosecution decided that they said they wanted to rest their case after the medical examiner came in. And also, the defense was cooking all those quote unquote witnesses so good, right, that the Hunter Metcalf, he's not taking the stand. That's just how good Carmelo defense has been. It's just when you have people in the midst who want to see you do bad, clearly people are getting marching orders from somewhere. And these are these pan goofies running up on people with these dashikis. So, not saying everybody is as Pan African is bad, but the majority of them are probably feds. Pan Africanism is done. And a lot of these people are ops that have caught plea deals with feds and told to disrupt energy. So it's been a lot of people trying to be vampires on the inside and the out. We also had another incident when the prosecution said they rest their case later on, which is right before I left, where they told these people who they know they can provoke, and these officers, because there's plenty of them around there, law enforcement all over the place, black child with a free Carmelo shirt was told to flip his shirt inside out because they didn't want him going in the bathroom with that because the YT people are crashing out. They don't like that, and then they surrounded these children because they didn't like them with a free Carmelo shirt. So that's the energy inside and out, because Carmelo is winning this case by a landslide. The evidence, the video looks. I didn't get to see it, but from everyone's description has been consistent the same way. It's 4-on-1 with these big old white boys trying to jump on skinny Carmelo. So, that's the energy. That's why I said my patience. Y'all got to pray for my patience. My strength is no problem. It's my patience that I need y'all to pray for. But we're gonna be fine. I'm gonna be there every day that I can be.
Thank you. Definitely praying for
Thank
you.
Yep, thank you, and we are praying for you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Go
it.
ahead, Gia. Hold on, the black. Go ahead, Gia.
Hi, and Maroon, just thank you so much. I know the days have been very long, and just thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My question is, can you kind of give any insight on what is Carmelo's disposition? What is the energy like? How are people receiving him? Do they seem to have him in more of a young man type of disposition, or are they really playing into him being a child? Like, from what I'm hearing are they even, is the jury even in tuned to it that much, or are they not? And with that, I'll land.
Which question you want me to answer first? Because I was like 4 of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. We could just do the first one. Just what is Carmelo? Well, if you could give us any insight to that.
Carmelo, he's fine. He's very reserved right now. I think he's ready for this to be over. The weight of the world definitely on his shoulders, which is why we just got to make sure be there and combat the negative energy that these fed people, registered. Uh, I'm trying to use TikTok friendly language, but I mean they know how to find these ops. I'll give it to these YT supremacists. They know how to find an op to try to mess up the energy. But our brother, he's fine. He's very reserved. These past couple of days, I think he was a little bit nervous on the first day when I was actually inside the courtroom. From what I could see, just seeing the back of his head. But he's tired of the Sambos. These people are vampires. They're not here to encourage
Thank
us.
you.
But yeah, I mean, he's gonna be fine. What was the other question?
I could just I'll go ahead. Oh, with the ops, right? The people that are lying on him, are the lies that clear in terms of really just trying to zoom out and not being biased in any type of a way?
You
Is
mean a
it that
jury?
clear? Yeah, like is it that obvious to the jury, or is it that you have to have understanding of history and culture to be able to catch these inconsistencies?
Um, let me put it like this, right? If you're asleep and you're not even paying attention, are you really, you know what I'm saying, understanding what is even being said by witnesses, both attorneys, prosecutor, defense? This is a thing where if you're an American, these people are lying. If you ever played sports before, these people are lying. If you're black, these people are lying, right? And that's why they didn't want any Americans like that on the jury or on the stand. A lot of these YT supremacists are coming online, crashing out because they know it's so clear. It's so crystal clear that a 5-year-old could understand it. But if you're sleeping and a judge is not waking you up, nobody next to you is waking you up, that's where people get unrest like myself. You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm going to start calling things out here in the media, and we have to control the narrative. Thank y'all for the gifts, family. By the way, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to explain everything here, but I hope that answers your question.
No further questions. Thank you.
Was that pretty
Uh,
much it?
I
Okay.
I wiped that. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
you good, love? This your show.
No, I was talking to my husband. Go ahead, the black.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Did the defense get to question the examiner, or are they going to wait till Monday to do that?
That was the last part that I did not get to catch up with the sisters that are actually on the inside as of today, because we got a whole system going. We got a whole, I mean, we're working this thing like like it's a factory, right? So some of us are in there, some of us are not. Some of us reporting, comparing notes. Um, so the sister that was in there right before I left, she was trying to get me to stay a little bit longer, but I had some errands to run before I went home. And then that second situation happened right before I left. So I stood there a little bit longer than I should have, and I missed my appointments. But um, yeah, the defense, when it came to the other witnesses, they will make them like they'll so basically the prosecutor will interview them first because it's their witnesses, and then the cross-examination of the defense and everything. And the defense was just eating them up. They started flip-flopping the story. One is saying they didn't record anything on Snap, the other one is saying they did. One is saying they sent something, and then when the defense gets to them, now they're saying they didn't send anything, but that wouldn't make sense because you did send a text, but you didn't send a snap, but you didn't record anything. But Snapchat is an app where you can only record. It's those kinds of things that the defense is getting them on. So when it came to the medical examiner, even though I wasn't in there, it sounds like the medical examiner pretty much gave it away. I got to still get all the details from the good sister that was in there, because they gave a recess after they said they rest their case after they excused the medical examiner. They were supposed to do a 10-minute recess, and then they just called everybody that was in the courtroom right back into the courtroom. So I did get to see Carmelo's family and all the people representing him. They looked like they were in good spirits after the medical examiner thing and after the prosecution said they rest their case because, again, all their witnesses were lying. Just know, if you see anybody else saying anything else, any plebiscite, anybody acting like they have the real scoop, it's a lie. All the witnesses lied, and all of them got caught in lies. So for the judge not to accept the dismissal of the case is very interesting.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
For FBA, what was the attitude of the judge? Because that matters.
Yeah.
When we're dealing with cases
Took the
like,
words out of my mouth.
I'm sorry, did I say something wrong?
No, that's exactly what I was just about to ask. So that won't be my follow-up question. Great question.
I'll just ask you, like, from your perspective, what was the attitude of the judge? How was the judge responding when the judge was listening to the witness's testimony? Because that makes a difference. Was the judge paying attention? Was he looking off? Or, was he taking notes? Like, was he actually doing his job to try to make sure that when we get close to the end of this, that he understood exactly what was going on?
Yeah. So when I was in there on Thursday, again, just looking at this from a law perspective, right, and how court goes, when the judge is all leaning back and his hand is on his head and he looks like he's unbothered and he's looked like, oh, I'm ready for this to get out of here, which he basically already made known he's already ready for this to get out of here, which is why the trial's done on the 12th. They're trying to rush this. Also, too, the jury is clearly sleeping and no one's saying anything to them and he's not checking them. And then, the prosecution is trying to lead. Also, the prosecutor is trying to like lead the people into saying different things who are their witnesses. That all adds up to this is starting to, that's why I made the initial statement. This is starting to feel like a show trial, starting to feel like the old Diddy thing when the East Indians crashed out. His trial was on jury, and I may not agreed with nothing Diddy did, but just looking at it from a law perspective, it's the same people that are doing the same exact things, upholding YT supremacy. So I don't personally like the judge. I would like for a new judge, a new jury. And I honestly, like, when you look at the evidence and everything clearly, it's so clear, it's so crystal that just like you said, a 5-year-old could understand Carmelo's innocent. It's just that clear. I hope that
Do
answers
you
your
think
question.
uh, if it doesn't turn out in favor of Carmelo, he has a strong case for a mistrial? Because when you, like you say, it's leading towards a show trial, and when it started off, it was originally supposed to be a black woman judge. They kind of fear mongered her out of the case, and he was forced to take up the case because he didn't want the case anyway. He didn't want to oversee the case. So him wanting to kind of like rush through it and hurry up and get over with it, and didn't accept uh, the defense kind of like wanted the whole case to get dismissed. If the jury, you know what I'm saying, kind of like decide in the wrong,
What was the
can it be
question?
picked
My
up
bad.
in do it have a high chance of if it goes in the
Like
negative
appeal?
direction? Yeah, appeal, or no one said do we have a strong case of getting it back as a mistrial?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the case is so clear, and the prosecution out of nowhere, after the medical examiner was done, rest their case. But it's like, why would you rest your case if you felt like it was so strong? But also, too, the defense was making them look dumb because the witnesses were clearly lying. Everybody's telling different stories, but they were trying to say certain key points were similar, and they were trying to basically make this look like as if it was a Carmelo, like they were saying key words like, oh, Carmelo invited them to say something, right? Because they don't want this to be a self-defense case. They want this to be a M1. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's not going to be that, right? But what I'm hoping after the defense after the prosecution rested their case, and then the motion for dismissal of the case was denied by the judge. Um, I'm praying that even after Carmelo was indicted, I don't know when you can apply for appeal, but I hope they already did it and they just didn't make it public, because I believe that appeal will get approved and an overturning of the decision would be very strong, even if the jury was trying to do this, due diligence for YT supremacy.
Yeah, I mean they could do the appeal immediately.
Yeah. It just takes a little minute. I know in Florida it takes like 6 months. So I just hope they already filed it, is all I'm saying. But I think it'll get approved.
So you don't have any hopes that this baby is going to get off for self-defense?
Between the judge and the jury, it's going to come down to them. It's going to come down to the jury. Unfortunately, I don't. Y'all know how I feel about these Punjabis and these immigrants setting up in our business where they have no business being. Um, but the fact that, and somebody just said it, the fact that Hunter didn't take the stand, he refused to take the stand, and the fact that they are not dismissing this case when it's clear that all of the witnesses lied. They told flat out lies. And just based on the video, which is in 4K, I mean, you can clearly see commotion going on up underneath that tent. So, yeah, anybody that's saying otherwise is lying. They're flat out
So
lying.
my final question. So do you the defense gonna present their case next week, right? They
Yeah,
side of the
so
case.
everything will pick back up on Monday.
Okay,
Um,
so do you think that they will try to get Hunter to take the stand then on their side when they present their case, or you think Hunter's still gonna try to refuse and not go up?
I have no idea because like I said, I wasn't in there, and that was the last little piece of information that I did want because that's the last little piece of information that was given to me. So, yeah, I'm just waiting to see where the defense is going to go and what angle on Monday. They said Monday's supposed to be extremely busy at the courthouse, so I'm going to make sure I, bring my behind up there. But the the way the defense had these people flip flopping their stories, because that's exactly what these people didn't do. They didn't get their, like my grandma would always say, get your lie right, and they didn't get the lie right. So it made it look very bad, which is why they offered the defense proposed a dismissal of the case, basically.
The real, you got another question before we get to EJ?
Yeah, I have one more question. Um, so did the judge even acknowledge or call out that the witness was making false testimony, or did anybody call out that the witness was making false testimony at any time?
From what I understand, no. From the sisters that's been inside all day, I mean, some of them literally didn't even get to eat. So shout out to them. But as far as I've heard, no, it's just been going from recess to recess, recess back in, and then it's just like we're not even, it's starting to really set in that we're not even supposed to be here. Like excuse me, I know I keep saying that, my bad indigestion, but it's very true, that we are not supposed to be here. All of them, and I got to see every last one of their faces. They came out of there looking red, the YT boys and the biracials, who are sitting up there lying. Also, too, family, just a very important thing. Let me add this in there. This was mainly from the sounds of it. This was mainly over a girl. Carmelo had the chick that everybody else wanted in the,
I said that. I'm sorry,
yeah.
FBA. I
Go
said
ahead.
that. That's why he was under that that thing. It was about a girl. That's what this
Mhm.
was about. I knew it.
And the coach, the Sambo coach I was telling y'all about, Austin Metcalf's coach, kept trying to mention hormones and different things of such. I love TikTok shop, being in play. But also too, another big takeaway from this is that this could have all been avoided if these coaches who are supposed to be watching our kids, and even though I don't have children, I was also raised correctly, and I know what good coaching and good parenting looks like. When you drop your children off to a coach, a teacher, wherever, a school, are supposed to protect your children. And the coach was not there. This all could have been avoided if the coach was there instead of transitions to teenagers to, you know, at
FBA Maroon, say we want to know if the girl was a YT girl.
I think somebody said she was Latina. I don't know if that's confirmed or denied, but it
You
seems the
you
girl
can
is
go
Latina.
after when they get to you, handsome. Go ahead, FBA.
Yeah, she might be Latina from the looks of it. I don't know for certain, but they tried to play dumb like they didn't know our brother Carmelo. But that, if somebody has a question about that, I'll answer that. But I'll go to the next question just because I know a lot of people have.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Real, for
Yeah, that's
coming
what they
up.
saying on Facebook.
EJ, go ahead with your question
I'm gonna just say this, and I'm
or
gonna
your
be
statement.
being because I know a lot of people's patience is very low, and I understand FBA Maroon listening to these habitual line steppers when they come up in the panel when we were handling big business. When it comes to this story, all this could have been avoided if some of these people teach their kids not to, put their hands on other people without it being a proper situation in defense. Now, this young man is a honor roll student, got almost a 4.0 grade point average, and he never imagined a day in his life that he'll be in a predicament like this. But you already know when you be around these folks, they very jealous, they very vitriolic when it comes to our people. That young man's a scholar. He's an athlete. He's out here being a stand-up citizen. I wish I had a kid like that because I don't got kids yet. Hopefully one day I have a son like brother Carmelo, because this stuff right here could have easily been avoided. Because I think a lot of other groups think that they can just mess with people's kids and nothing ain't gonna happen, when they should know even within their environment, a lot of these unstable individuals, they very extremely I would say dangerous when it comes to how they handle their people. And this situation definitely could have been avoided if he would have kept his hands to himself and not tried to jump that young man. In my opinion, this brother needs to come home. He's 100% innocent, and it doesn't surprise me that a lot of these pan goofies and a lot of these third worlders will be out here, being on the opposite side of, the Black American brothers and sisters, because, a majority of them has already been doing that since they rode themselves over here to the United States of America. They play their parts when it comes to, YT supremacy. So, hopefully this case is over with. And, hopefully, Austin Metcalf and his family can be crying some more tears. This could have all been avoided if they would have told his son to just keep his hands to himself. You see videos every day of these YT folks out here provoking, the brothers or the sisters. Then next thing you know, they getting, hands and feet allegedly put to them. So, shout out to Karmelo Anthony. Shout out to his defense. Hopefully this case can, go the brother's way. And, hopefully these YT supremacists can keep on chimping out because, they don't do nothing unless they got their numbers up. So, with that being said, I'll land my plane for now.
All right, and let me make this statement clear for the people. We're gonna be doing this stream. We're gonna be on Karmelo tonight. So if you think you're gonna spam this chat and not come up here, that's not gonna happen in this chat today. I will be muting you. If you got something to say about the case, especially if you're talking real negative, come on up and express yourself. Don't just
Oh,
talk
that's
from
what's
the
up.
chat. We're not doing that today.
I was
Oh,
gonna say something. I was gonna say something too. Now, my ex-husband's brother passed away the same, dang near in the same type of situation. This is how I knew a girl was involved because these white boys, it was about 6 of them. They took him on a trip in Georgia at Lake, what is it? Tallahassee, it's some lake, and they so called themselves saying that they were going to go out there and go swimming, right? They questioned him about it. One of the white boys was talking to this Hispanic girl, the same girl that my ex-husband's brother was talking to. Why the heck did they get him in the middle of this lake and left him there and he drowned? So this type of stuff is happening way more frequently than we think. And it's because they think these YT people feel like they can control you. They feel like they can control what you do. And when you are the type to like do interracial dating and stuff like that, especially if it's a girl that they may like and stuff like that, they do that. They will unalive you. And this is a classic case of it, of jealousy. That's what it sounds like to me. Classic case of jealousy. And it seemed, it wasn't, I think there's more to the story too. Correct me if I'm wrong, FBA Maroon. It'll probably wind up coming out that there was a girl that, maybe liked Karmelo and was talking to the little white guy too, the YT guy.
No, so I'm glad you said that. And that's a good leading point too. This girl was Carmelo's girlfriend, allegedly, right? I'm just gonna say allegedly. Reading between the lines. This girl was Carmelo's girlfriend, allegedly. And one of the boys who are now trying to act like they don't know him, it seemed to be that he was always third wheeling only and exclusively only when Carmelo was with his girlfriend. So, it's this little weird dynamic that these kids have and all this other stuff where they don't know how to max somebody and the FBA player done scooped up. And just like you said, they think they control who their women are with and they get very jealous of us FBAs. It's just like if an FBA woman had one of these, I'm not saying y'all do it, and because this rarely happens, but it had one of their women, whether it was an African or a Mexican or a YT, whatever, they get very nasty with y'all. And these dudes get very nasty with us, and they'll call them a race traitor and all this other stuff. I love TikTok shop. And that's especially why Jake Lang and them are out there being performative. That's another thing, family. Please do not fall for the clickbait that Jake Lang is putting out there. Okay? This dude is a phony. He's not a real YT supremacist. He's a goofy. He's a little leprechaun jumping up out there, making little comments and stuff. And it's all rage bait. It's not real. Okay. He's coming out there to clip farm. He wasn't there yesterday. He wasn't there today. He went out there for a little bit with the rest of the Sun Dodgers and he left. All right. So just make that very clear. Do not look at social media and think that stuff is real. The real stuff that's happening out here is these, officers trying to make sure they get their lick back and trying to jump on little black FBA kids and the pan goofies, like I said, who share our face, but not our spirit, who are out here attacking queen mothers and all different types of people. I love TikTok shop.
okay.
So that's what's really happening.
All right. Thank you. Crypto. How you doing?
I'm fine. How's everybody?
Hi. You want to ask FBA?
Yeah, I just saw something. Somebody just read something in another room that Karmelo was asked to be under that tent. They said that I noticed the gentleman just said something about a guy who knew Karmelo, who act like he didn't, but they This guy had was reading the prompts and everything in the trial, and during the cross examination of the guy, they were showing pictures of him and Karmelo together, quite a few times. The guy claimed like they wasn't cool, but
He knew him. Yeah,
he knew him. He knew him real.
That's
He
what I was
knew him
saying.
well because
Yeah.
they showed a bunch of pictures of him. They showed a bunch of him. He was at a birthday party. They was at several events, a cookout. But you claim you don't know this person. But he said no. I was good. I was cool with his girlfriend. But why would you be at all these different events and you don't know this guy? That
Girlfriend's
doesn't make
mom
sense.
at that. You
But
know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't
then
make
you
sense.
called him up. You called him up under that tent and y'all dapped up.
Yeah, Carmelo knew.
So he had reason to be there.
The people knew Carmelo. Carmelo knew the people, and by proxy, Austin and Hunter and all that, whoever gave the little marching orders to these, and the four of them went up there to try to jump on Carmelo, and all of them told different stories in court. They all knew Carmelo. You're friends with him on social media. All these different things, but you didn't know Carmelo, quote unquote, and then you knew his girlfriend, quote unquote. But you're allegedly not his friend, quote unquote.
Doesn't make sense.
So yeah, they were, the defense was eating them alive. I love TikTok Shop. The defense was schooling them, right? So I mean, this, like I said, it's so clear cut that this case is so clear. It's 2020 vision. They caught them in several lies. Every last one of them lied, and it's a shame how. And this is why I say we have no allies, because I'm looking at these goofies and I'm looking at the people who raised these goofies, and it all makes sense. And they think it's all fun. They think it's funny. They think they outside the courtroom laughing and kiki-keying, and their kids, who are the ones that are the witnesses, they're sitting up there having a little Chick-fil-A sandwich, and they all red and stuff because they couldn't get the lie right. So anywho, but
All right,
yeah.
Crypto, was that your final question?
Yeah.
Or statement? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for coming up.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, Handsome.
I just put a thing in the chat. I'm putting it back there again. Whatever they call them things. But anyway, it's a newscast explaining the push. This was not a push. This was the way it was described, this was a linebacker going after a tackling dummy, where it was a push and a lift. So it was very aggressive.
There was a lot more than that.
Yeah, what was that, my brother?
No, I was agreeing with you, and I was saying there was a lot more than that. Like,
Austin Metcalf outweighed Karmelo Anthony by 100 pounds. So it was a significant size difference.
At least.
Also, we have this thing in this country called accessory too. Why isn't Hunter Metcalf being arrested?
I'm glad you said that. That is a great point to go off.
Let's think about this, y'all. If me and FBA, if we were in a commission of assaulting someone, and that person unalived FBA, being as that we were in a commission of this assault, I would be the one to go to jail for his unaliving, because, well, we were in a commission of a crime, and that's pretty much what went on here. Okay, Austin Metcalf was assaulting Karmelo Anthony before the poking, and Hunter Metcalf was playing the background, along with two other people. It sounds like they
weren't playing the background. They were also involved too.
Right, exactly.
It was led by Austin, but all of them were involved.
And
correct.
Being as that Austin was the verbal one, was Karmelo addressing one person or four people? Right? I think he was addressing four people. It seems like to most people who are not bigoted and can actually see the truth here, that he was addressing four people. You can see why this young man felt threatened, especially after he was assaulted. So I'm just, why isn't this young man arrested? Like, Hunter Metcalf should be arrested.
No. All four, well, one is already gone, right? But the three of them, the rest of them there, and the people who are willing to lie on the stand, they all need to also be tried, and you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm going to TikTok friendly language. So
Maroon, was that perjury or them being caught in lies ever addressed?
no, as far as I know, is the judge never said anything. And then when they motioned to dismiss, after Hunter said it's really the motion to the prosecution rested their case once Hunter said he wouldn't take the stand. He refused to take it. Let's be very clear. He refused to take the stand. Okay. So it wasn't just, oh, he didn't take the stand. No, no, no. He refused to take the stand because they knew from the previous boys that
So
were out
wait a
there.
minute. He didn't want to testify on behalf of his brother?
There you go, Queen Mother. There you go. That's the kicker right there. So how are you not going to take the stand and this is your brother?
Because he would have incriminated himself. That's why.
Correct.
Cowards.
And they already
It's
prepped him.
just that a lot of them is cowards anyway.
Yeah, that and
Yes, and they were raised by cowards.
He would have incriminated himself, and that it would have turned into assault. You know what I'm saying? To a group assault to yeah, it gives more reason to why he had to defend himself, and also it will lead towards charges towards him, and that's one thing I know that the prosecution want to prevent, because this just gonna enrage the Mayo Sundowsers.
Okay, did you have anything else to say, Handsome, before we drop you down?
I'm just, first of all, I love all of y'all, my brothers and my sisters up here. It's very important that we tell each other that on a regular basis.
Yes, we do.
I just don't understand what we're supposed to do at this point. You know, our elderly can't go into a coffee shop and be loud. She didn't, from what I saw from that, she didn't put her hands on anybody until they put their hands on her. She gets jumped on and unalived from the reaction to it. In the stand your ground state, a young black man runs away. He loses his life. There's no justice to that. So in the stand your ground state, like so many of these bigots are saying about Karmelo, why didn't he just leave? Cyrus left. Cyrus ran in fear. Ended up losing his life. No justice. Right? And last but not least, Karmelo chose to stand his ground in the stand your ground state. And we all see that this was self-defense. And he gets arrested. So if we stay and fight, we get arrested. If we run away, we get unalived. If we're just verbal, we get unalived. What do you want us to do besides just not exist? They may as well just say black man and black woman don't exist and we'll be happy.
Yeah,
that's all it is. That's all it is.
I agree.
But thank y'all for having me, sister.
You're welcome, and I agree totally with you. Real cool. Oh, EJ, did you want a minute to say something? Or did you have something to say real quick?
I just wanted to say something. If they would have let any one of his family members get up there, knowing that they off that, magic blue stuff from Breaking Bad, allegedly, wink wink, they would have self-incriminated themselves. And he know that he was gonna change his story faster than dirty laundry coming out of the damn, laundry basket. And these are the people that that will self-incriminate themselves. And I think on their end, they knew that he was gonna be stupid enough to not only self-incriminate his brother, who's no longer here, he's in somewhere underground smelling like mayonnaise. He would have self-incriminated himself too. That the people that was involved in this situation with the brother Karmelo would have been most likely brought up on charges. So I think on their behalf, they said, look, dude, we just gonna tell you not to get on the panel because you just too stupid not to say anything wrong. You'll just make us look bad like we already is. You thought these YT supremacists was changing colors once they was coming in and out of the courtroom? Just imagine if he would have went up there and exposed himself like his brother already did, let alone his defense team when it comes to Austin Metcalf trying to make him a good guy and stuff. So, you see a lot of these idiots on these panels trying to take up for the little Mayo supremacists, but the dude was guilty, man. Like I said before when I first got up here, keep your hands to yourself and stuff like this won't happen. This is a clear case of self-defense, but YT supremacy, they don't like taking no L's, so they'll use anything. They'll use these third world bottom feeder. They'll use these third world bottom feeders. They'll use these pan goofies. And they'll use these Sambos and Sambonistas within our lineage to try to throw dirt on the brother Karmelo's name. So when it comes to this situation, they was better off not leaving that dude on the panel because he was going to straight up expose himself. It would have been spoiled mayonnaise all over the courtroom. So, shout out to Karmelo, man. I'll land my plane now.
Okay. Hey, Nikki. Nikki, you want to unmute? Nikki?
Didn't mean to come up. My bad, y'all. My bad.
Okay. Yeah. So if anybody in the audience wants to come up like John Griffin, you're welcome to come up and voice your opinion. We absolutely know that the court will decide, but we're still going to talk about it anyway, and you're welcome to join the conversation.
Yeah, Miss Loves, I just want to mention too,
Okay, go ahead.
this
Y'all can have open panel.
this is so oppy how this. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Sarah Fields. I'm not, but I got very familiar with her from the sisters having to deal with her. Ladies and all my FBA sisters, lean in close and listen what I'm getting ready to say.
Wait, who is Sarah Fields?
She's some YT supremacist
Yeah,
heifer
so
who,
white to you.
yeah, the black probably know who he is because y'all came from Twitter. So I didn't know much about her. But she's up here, right? And she want to go toe to toe and act a darn a Mayo meltdown in the courthouse, waiting outside the courtroom, trying to skip people in line to get in because there's a whole waiting area. I mean, there's a bunch of people waiting to get inside of the courtroom. It was actually surprisingly very low volume today to wait to get in, but them Africans and East Indians and foreigners who are bogarting the media spots because they trying to get a little coins for their bushmeat meal. They want to be rude up to our sisters. A sister was up there, like I said, at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. They technically don't allow people on the campus of the courthouse until 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m., something like that. And Sarah Fields decided she's going to have this secret walking passage who these Mayo supremacists done told her about to go from like around some neighborhood. I mean, these people, they are working in ways on they're working against us to make sure that they have first spots, first dibs to be able to control the narrative. And they're losing control of the narrative. Since last year, they've been taking nothing but L's. And I forgot who said it, but yeah, they're not used to seeing themselves taking L's. So she's having a little Mayo meltdown within a courtroom. And they kicked one black girl out who was, I don't know, I wasn't there, so I didn't get to see it bright and early in the morning when they first opened the courthouse because I came like 20 minutes after the courthouse. After the trial began, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get in immediately. So I said, I wasn't even planning on going today, but Sarah Fields, and we're not going to give her no more views, but yeah, these fake YT supremacists out here, these people are phonies. They're just trying to mess up the energy, mess with black folk and provoke people. So
Yeah,
don't let them do it.
on Twitter, she trash. They like the little Mayo supremacists over there, the Wasp and them. They done already exposed her being a little half smile head. So they barely trust shit that she say. And
Mm,
she probably had that crash out because she thinks she's a baby celebrity because she done went viral a couple of times. Like don't nobody cares. She probably paid her way to play, and that paper wasn't long enough. So she had to become a regular person again and stand in line. But I, I understand why a lot of these Africans and other groups are doing this because it's a way, especially these Africans, it's the way they can claim that they black press and move out the real black press that's trying to come and report North saying neutrally and give some real details. Because all they gonna do, they gonna use it with their little bait farm. They click farm and I
correct. They just trying to clip farm and
yeah,
rage bait.
that's what they
Yep.
do. Yeah, we done already exposed all the little gender war, all the little anti-black
I
stuff.
love TikTok
That
shop.
all that propaganda is coming from them. So that's why they up there trying to consolidate it and push us out. So like you said, they crash it out because they can't control the narrative and what's going on. And that's another reason why they didn't have cameras in there. They the fact that they didn't show the film to everybody that's in there, including the jury, just kind of show like, yeah, they don't want too much of the narrative of really what truly happened get out until after the trial. Because after that, they have to add it to the public record, and just like they made sure people had to show their ID and they wrote down every person that came in and to see the film when it was open to the public. And she the reason why it's not open to the public no more. Cause she went up there and try to record some of it and put it online and they caught her.
No, she wasn't supposed to do that regardless. They weren't letting the cameras in here from the very jump.
No, I'm
So
talking
that was
about
illegal.
when they was letting people before the trial even started last year, when they was letting the public come up there and look at the film of what happened. She got caught trying to expose it.
Oh
You
yeah,
know
the
what I'm
actual
saying? Going
video
there
of the
trying to
incident.
record it. Yeah, she
Yeah,
went.
yeah.
She got caught trying to record it,
It
and
also makes them look bad. That video makes those boys look like the people they are. And I got to see them today, and I wanted to make sure look them in the eye. They didn't want to look nobody in the eye because they knew they're coming up there lying. And all they heifer mamas who raised them sitting up there lying and trying to sugarcoat them to lie. These are all trust fund babies who are sitting up here want to be the quote unquote want to be preppy kids. And again, I'm questioning wherever this head coach is from. So yeah, it's
I I know it's a
EJ
couple of
after the black.
FBAs out there.
Go ahead after the black, EJ.
Yeah, I know it's a handful of FBAs out there, but most people, like, if you a Dallas native, North Texas native, you ain't gonna really move out there like that.
to
You gonna
Frisco
move to like
Dallas.
Flower Mound, you know what I'm saying? That, like, people who really don't know too much of Dallas, that's LBA and come from other states, they gonna move there, and that's what I think. His parents kind of did. They didn't really know too much of Texas. They seen a nice price of a developing area, and they didn't imagine it was gonna expand to this because it was originally gonna be like a little neutral little territory, but once them little trust fund little kids from other states and some from Texas came together, they wanted to consolidate their own little town, and that's why we pick and choose. We go out there to eat, to have fun, but you gotta bring your ass back to certain parts of Dallas.
Okay, champagne.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Oh,
EJ
He said,
asked
and
to
then
say
champagne.
something.
oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, EJ.
I want to say this: these people that's trying to take up for these little YT supremacists who's no longer here. These people are Care Bear soft. They only get hard and they only get angry and they only get real buck when they have their numbers up or when they have us in a disadvantage in certain situations or in certain areas. And I'm glad that you gave them the Tony Montana look, FBA Maroon. Salute to you, brother, because once you look these people in their eyes, they heart start the pounding, they blood pressure go up from all that salt they put in their potato salad. Then they just start going crazy. They don't know how to handle a real Black American brother or a real Black American sister. So they know that we'll get them that James Evans look and just put the
Thank
BTA.
you.
So you already know what it is. We'll handle our business when it comes to these individuals. And a lot of these Mayo Karens, they just mad because they welfare checks ain't came in. So they gotta put their anger out not only on their kids but on the brother who's out here that was only defending himself. Because if this situation was in reverse, all these people will be out here by the thousands, if not millions, talking about Carmelo. He's wrong. He jumped Austin. Him and his little thug friends jumped Austin. He was just defending himself. And if this story was in reverse, you wouldn't be hearing us say this type of crap. Because we know if we seen the exact actual evidence of him doing something like that to him, I would have been like, "Hey, man, he did something wrong." So it is what it is. But when it comes to a Black man defending himself against a YT supremacist, and he did it the right way, they want to come out and just put all these stupid technicalities and all these rules and stuff. Oh, you can't have this type of what on this certain area at this specific time. But you see these damn YT kids, young as 10, around carrying them candy bars in these pictures and stuff. So when a Black man's out here trying to defend himself or a sister out here trying to defend herself, it's HE double hockey sticks on earth. When a YT supremacists do it, it's all sunshines, rainbows, and unicorns. But that's all I wanted to say. I'll land my plane for now.
All right. Hey, Champagne. Champagne, you want to unmute your mic? Champagne. Hello?
She left a comment in the chat, so I don't know if her mic's messed up or not.
Can you unmute yourself? All right, we're going to. What? Why? You can talk up here. Why are you typing down there?
He ain't muted.
Can you
That's
not
weird.
talk? Can you talk? Can't do she have? I don't know if she got.
She's muting herself. What did she just? I think
Unmute
we
your
need
mic
to
and
be
say something.
able to monitor our reactions for them to stare at. What is she talking about?
Yeah, unmute your mic and talk.
She was just unmuted and she just muted
Watch out.
herself back
No,
up.
no, no. I muted her to see
Watch
if
out
they
for these
gonna
people,
unmute.
family. Hold on. Watch out for these people like this. I don't know what she got going on. Maybe drop her and bring her back up. But
Okay, do you
what?
need to talk? Can you unmute yourself or no? That's weird.
Or is
Yeah, all
she
this
up
weird
here just
stuff.
listening?
So yeah, basically they've been taking L's all day. And outside of the courthouse, shout out to the Queen Mother I met today and all my aunties and all the family I met today. You know, that was actually standing on business. But how you come in and these people, they want to sit up underneath the tree shade. They were staring at me crazy yesterday, who was a part of this same group of people, whoever they are. And watch out for these people that's BLM. Watch out for these pan goofies. Watch out for all this weird energy. You see somebody with a dashiki and they ain't on code, move around. You know what I'm saying? It's just really weird stuff. As soon as the defense was messing, making them flip flop them stories and like pancakes at Denny's or IHOP or something, and making them look goofy, you know, caught them in all these different lies, and made them just sound, you know, all weird or whatever. Because our Carmelo's lawyer is the lawyer that was there today and yesterday, not Harold, but it was a different one. You know, they immediately had somebody, you know, charge at our Queen Mother, and this dude got a dashiki on. Even if you claim to be us, we know you not us Africans, Pan Africans, whatever you are, Caribbeans, whatever. You're ops because you don't do what we do. You don't have the mannerisms as us. You don't have the certain things of us. And that's what I explained to her. I was like, listen, you got to understand, these are real ops in the midst out here. I leave to go get a bunch of pizzas for them, you know, because they standing outside all day because they're not able to get inside the courtroom. They already know they're not going to be able to because it's already flooded with people. And I'm just going there reporting. And how magically when I leave, Brian leave, you know, you got people just randomly running up in her face after the prosecution starts losing. They want to create psyops and get the media out there. Next, you know, the YT people got all the cameras rolling. The sheriffs are coming around and acting dumb, like they don't know what's going on. So these people get their marching orders. These people are ops in real life and on these panels and on Twitter and anything.
So FBA, I saw a video when they was videoing the big black man scream talking about crack, you know, the C word, like, you know, what we use with soup, cracker jacks.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, screaming that. What was going on? Did you see that? I know he was talking to Jake Lane, right?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. I just didn't even want to see because, like I said, me being there, I got to see how Jake Lang is a goofball. He's not actually out there even stomping for white tea supremacy. He's just there to be a provocateur. This guy is a goofball. I don't know if you guys saw the video of the.
Daddy rejected her.
I'm just gonna say the A Nation, right? The A Brotherhood. Okay, they done came out and said that your boy Chud, he ain't gonna get no protection once he's up in there. He's gonna have to give it on up in order to get anything. And even then, they said they not protecting these people. So all these YT people like Charlie Kirk and the rest of them who you see out here claiming to be for their YT people, it's a lie. They're all internet personalities because when they actually get down to it.
When he stopped, you can go, EJ. Go ahead, finish it.
Yeah, when they actually get down to it, they're not going to be protected by the real YT supremacists. Okay, but I land with that.
In the words of Johnson from the Boondocks, once Chud the Builder dropped that soap, you already
The
know
health
what
inspector's coming. He's coming.
I like shit and I want shit. Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. So what Chud gonna do now once his shadow leave from behind him? He gonna have to
he gonna lose color again.
Chud want that, you know.
He own that. He own that. You know, you heard the girl who said she the pretty what with the who. Okay, so yeah, they already said it what it is. He's not going to be protected because the real YT supremacists believe black people over here, YT people over here. They just want to, you know, they want borders between the racial groups. Cool. You know, and even the Latinos, they choose the YT supremacists. But unfortunately, they also get shown up in the chain gang that, I love TikTok shop, that they're separate than the YT people. So yeah, they already said it's going to be for your boy Chud and Jake Lang. Again, he already got 2 warnings from law enforcement. Now, also, too, he might be in with the feds. I don't know. But there's a lot of provocateurs around the courthouse, and some of them, unfortunately, share our face. And the shout out to the sisters that's on code with us, that's out there putting BTA, standing on business. I said, don't let them get your pressure up. It's just like the reparations here in New York or Cali or anywhere. These people are real ops. These are real Roland Martins. They are real whoever come out of New York, the reparations hearings trying to crash it out. This is real life. All these people that keep coming up here, Tether Think Tank, Revenue, all these other ones, all these Africans coming up here, these people are paid troll farm people who just want to mess up the energy, mess up the live, coming up here tap dancing for massa because they know they can get sent back home at any given time. So they're going to do whatever they say. And the ones of us who are off code, which is very, very rare, they probably got a little time that they're trying to get rid of. So they're going to make deals with the feds in order to come around us and, wreak whatever on our communities. So please, people, please, family, be on the watch out for these people who come around talking about Pan-Africanism, who keep on talking about who that our ancestors didn't build this country, which is so disrespectful, and who want to include everybody. There was a guy there that was Buccified who was trying to sit up there, and I love TikTok shop, who was trying to sit up there and trying to talk about the case, but then trying to include, we have friends and everybody. No. You don't speak for us. I cut all that out immediately. Don't come around us talking about this LGBT. We love the community, you know what I'm saying? But we don't include everybody. With our brother Karmelo is up there trying to make sure his life is good. So yeah, I'm going back and forth in and out of the courthouse trying to make sure everything's good, feed information to people outside, keep them encouraged, and the day was so positive up until the judge said that he was not going to approve the dismissal of the case from the defense. But it's so clear that this case is pointless. Our brother Karmelo shouldn't even be facing this. And that's what makes this such a high profile case, because YT people understand once this verdict is innocent, people got to understand the weight of what's happening. Once the verdict is innocent, because he is innocent, that this will change the laws for foundational Black Americans when we defend ourselves from here on out from people. But also, too, this will also, if it goes the other way, that means that when they try to do something to us and claim it to be self-defense, they're going to look back at this case, y'all. They're going to look back at this case and they're going to make sure to understand that, hey, we can't, do different things to these foundational Black Americans anymore. But also, too, with this case is that when these people come around doing anything to us, it's going to be a HATE crime bill. I love TikTok shop, anti-FBA, whatever bill that we're going to get through this. And another thing, the Democrats ain't out there putting on. Yeah, you got a couple DNC shows, but they on code. Like I said, Brian was there, so he got, I let him meet some of the people. I didn't tell these people I got TikTok or none of that. They want to see if I got social media so bad. And no, I'm coming in there incognito, and I'm, just getting information from wherever I can. And there's a lot of big dogs that I've gotten to meet out here in media, and not going to dox them either. And yeah, shout out to Brian Jehovah for showing up. Solid brother right there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be out there again Monday. I'm going to try to be out there every day I can, but this case should be over already. The fact that the offense already rested their case, they're trying to hurry up and rush things. This is supposed to be done already. Everyone knows it. The YT people know it. The Latinos know it. Ain't no Latinos out there stomping for us. Now, what's very interesting is that the Asians are actually paying attention, who are on the jury. And, with everything going on with them and how we're talking about boycotting our businesses and not getting a dollar from us, you know what I'm saying? I make better fried rice than them anyways at home. And we obviously make better fried chicken. That's why you don't see in ancient China and Korea or anywhere there in Asia that they were making fried rice in ancient times or frying chicken. Because my grandfather fought in the Vietnam WAR, and he was over there in Korea. I love TikTok shop. And they showed them people how to fry chicken. They showed them people how to fry rice. They taught them people how to use sauces to use on their chicken. That's why when you go back over there, they eat in all different types of raw seafood and different things of the such. So it'll be very interesting to see those 3 Asian people on the jury finally paying attention and sitting up in their goddamn seats. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that this verdict goes through and true for our brother Karmelo. He's a very great kid. Um, he's just a solid kid, man. I'm telling you, like he ain't out there doing none of the degenerate stuff that these Austin twins were doing, or Metcalf twins are doing, or the friend group that they're in with all that anti whatever racism that they have for any ethnicity of people over there in Frisco. So he's a great kid, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm not just saying that. He's a great kid, and they have nothing on him. They don't have any kind of moral thing on them. They're trying to pull emotions and weaponize these YT tears against them. It ain't working. It ain't working. So go ahead, y'all. I'm sorry.
EJ, it's on EJ. He had a question for you.
I just want to know, did all these Pan-African goofies put on their root work deodorant while you was out there? Because I didn't want the brothers and sisters to be out there smelling the funk of these Pan-goofies and these, agent provocateurs. Because you know how when these extremely unstable individuals come up here from the, DNC or any political organization, when they trying to be agent provocateurs, was they out there trying to, just chimp out or just go crazy and just start like some BS amongst the crowd while the people was out there supporting their brother Karmelo? Because I already know the tellers, they gonna act up and just, make sure they flip-flops stay burnt with gum stains at the bottom of them. But, I just wanted to know what the momentum was like each day when it came to like, them just getting madder and madder on the YT supremacist side. I know they was changing different colors and stuff in the courtroom. We're trying to hear them just trying to lie about the brother Karmelo, because, I'm glad he got a good defense team and not no weird ass tellers amongst them trying to defend him. Because you know how some of these folks are when it comes to, picking certain people to defend ourselves. You got these, boule biscuit crumb lawyers out here like the, Ben Crumps and stuff. So I'm glad he got the right team around him and stuff. So I just wanted to know some of that.
Yeah, no, I think I need to call Rootwork Jones next time I go up there. Yeah, it was a lot of mayos, especially that was just, you know what I'm saying, trying to sit up there and explain and, want to try to provoke people. But, when Rootwork Jones is in the building and he's on the case, there cannot be no wrong. And by the way, I'm glad you brought up Ben Crump. Yeah, has anybody heard anything from Ben Crump lately? And also, too, by the way, Ben Crump was the person who, I'm going to just say it like it is, he helped get George Zimmerman off. So, yeah, when this dude pops up, we didn't hear nothing from William McNeil last year over there in Jacksonville, who had to run in with Jacksonville police sheriff. Yeah, every time Ben Crump gets on a case, magically, we don't hear anything about the case anymore. I started picking that up with Ben Crump. So, again, I this is the reverse of if Trayvon survived. This is just the reverse polarity of if Trayvon had survived his encounter with George Zimmerman. What would Trayvon Martin's case have been like? Because that was self-defense as well if he would have, defended himself. But anywho, Miss Loves, I just want to come on here, get a family a quick update. There's a lot of details that I could go on and on.
We're going to be wrapping this segment up too.
Thank you, FBA Maroon.
Absolutely, family. I love y'all like I love cook food. Again, pray for my patience. Don't pay for and pray for the other family that's out there that's standing outside. You know what I'm saying? Because
can y'all just have open panel while I get this other prompt ready, please?
Yeah, but I'm about to dip up out of here. I'm gonna try to. Somebody asked me to, go on there live and explain different things for them, so I'm gonna do that right now and just give them the same update I gave y'all. So,
okay,
awesome. But I'll try to check back in later. Peace, family.
All right, praying for you, bro.
Thank y'all. Peace.